Well, hello and welcome to Shop on TV. I'm Hayley Green.
And I'm Sean Crawley.
Together with Shaylee, and we have got the solution tonight to the fact that the weather's changed and it's been so hot again.
Well, yeah, when the heat comes and you suffer with the heat and you can't get comfortable, especially at night for us.
The bedroom can be really hot, can't it? Because hot, heat rises. The living room, when you're trying to watch a movie, you've got all the kids home.
The kitchen.
And it's so hot and sweaty. When you're cooking, an absolute nightmare. Well, we have got the most amazing range from Bonaco. And Bonaco is a very clever, I don't like to call it a fan, because it's like an air shower.
It's so clever. Now, the details on your screen straight away. If you want to shop with us tonight, 549563 is the item number for the air shower from Bonaco. This is a fabulous fan. Should be almost £200. It's down to £159.99. And on top of that, we're going to give you a second fan, a second Bonaco, a personal fan that you will have included in the price. Normally, that's about £31.99. It's reduced to £24.99.
And that's going to be great on a train. You could plug that into your laptop. That could be your desk fan at work. So, you know, perhaps the temperature's not great at work for you, and you've got your own personal fan right there. Or you could be in a tent and it could work off one of the power banks.
A USB power bank,
which is brilliant. Now, that is a complimentary gift, but you've got to discover how Bonaco actually works, because Bonaco isn't like one of those moving fans that makes the noise that clicks and clicks and makes you cool for a second and then it blows away, then it comes back for a second and then it blows away. This is a fan that you actually point to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is the technology. It's amazing.
It's the power of the air shower.
It is.
And that's what you get here. It draws in so much air from underneath because of the shape. And then, like you say, Hayley, it hits the ceiling and it showers down across the whole room.
It's like a vortex of air. And you can see whether you were sat on the sofa, whether it was the dog laid on the mat, whether the kids are at your table doing homework or playing a game, everybody in that room is feeling that coolness, taking that cooler air and then showering it around the whole of the air. And you're seeing exactly what it's doing there, which is so clever.
It draws in so much air. Moving air is cooler air, and you can see the way it's shaped and how it pushes out that cooler air to keep you cooler in these extreme temperatures.
Now, we're busy on this already. Yeah. It's a Swiss design. Honestly, it's absolutely phenomenal. My brother, it makes him ill being too hot. Perhaps your conservatory's too hot. You're not sleeping at night. The great thing with this as well, it is so quiet. I think we've got about 2 or 3 fans on in the studio, but you're not hearing that noise of a regular fan. You can stand it at the bottom of the stairs and allow it to shoot that air upstairs. So when you go up to bed, because of course heat rises, it's cooling that upstairs area as well.
And you know, it's so versatile around the house. You're seeing it here on the 3rd highest level, but it's got 2 separate poles, so you can have it on 3 different levels depending where you're using it. If you want to use it as a pedestal fan, you want to use it as a standalone fan, it's completely up to you. Remember, you're getting a complimentary gift of that USB personal fan. It's already reduced. £159.99 is the price, and with PayPal Pay in 3, if you pay online, you've got 3 interest-free payments to use, so you can spread the cost interest-free, £55.65 on your first of 3 payments.
Great as well in a child's room, because again it is nice and quiet,
nursery,
and it's not directly blowing air onto the cot. It's actually hitting the ceiling and showering the whole room. We used to sleep with sometimes 2 fans on either side of the bed, and it was like sleeping in a plane engine.
When you're on a plane,
so noisy. Whereas this, honestly, we don't even know it's on, yet we feel that incredible coolness. And it's so clever.
Because we work nights, we don't sleep with the window open anymore. So to have this running every night, more or less, we have it over the summer months. And the temperatures, even if it's not been sunny, it's really humid.
It is. It's very clammy, isn't it? It's great looking as well, whether that's going to be in your living room, whether that's the bedroom, whether it's a conservatory, and whether you've got a motorhome. Caravans and things can be so hot. And remember, you can set this at different heights as well, so it can be suitable for every situation, and you've got the complimentary gift. But we've got other items to show you as well. We've got another fan for you, which is also an air purifier.
It's so much more than a fan, this next option. So we'll change the details on the screen for you. This next item comes from Vibra, and we're going to look at it. Look how stylish it looks.
It's great looking, isn't it?
Now, it should be almost £300. It's down to £254.99. It's a bladeless smart fan. fan. You can operate it from an app on your phone if you want to. It comes with a remote control. Vibra are passionate about so many things. As I say, bladeless smart fan and air purifier. If you want to purify the air, this is the machine to go for.
Vibra really like a healthier air, and if you do look into air purifiers, see what it can help you with mold-wise, bacteria-wise, virus-wise as well. It really is incredible technology with HEPA filtration, HEPA 13 filter as well, and even more than just HEPA filtration, which we've got Alan with us who will talk us through all of this. But this could really make such a difference to your home environment in so many different ways. I think we're all coming very aware, aren't we? We went through that period where we were wearing masks. We're quite conscious of what we're breathing in. So it's not just a fan, it's an air purifier as well.
It certainly is. It's also got ambient lighting on there. You've got 4 different levels there. Yeah, it's really nice, really nice atmospheric lighting. So if you want to, again, use it in the bedroom, you've got that nice background lighting. Really modern design, digital touch screen, and it even tells you when the air quality is poor and starts that HEPA 13 air purification, powerful UV sterilization and plasma ionization. Big words. Pop those into a search engine and you'll see the benefits you're going to get.
And it looks absolutely fabulous.
Superb.
It looks a little bit like those sort of theatre spotlights.
Really trendy spotlights.
Really. And we'll go into more detail, but we've got to get back to our Bonecco because we are massively, massively busy. We've got something for everybody. So if you go onto our website, of course, ShopOnTV.co.uk, you will find all of our show items this evening.
We've got everything that you can see there. There's different sizes of Bonecco available. So if you do want different packages, they are all available on the show.
I think the bundle's the best deal, though, definitely.
Definitely is. Definitely the best value and the most versatile of fans. And we've got the iFlex. We'll talk about those later on in the show. So if you want to take a look at everything on the show, you can see it right there.
Yeah, that iFlex is like a stand for your phone and for your tablet and things like that. It's really,
it goes into any angle.
Clever.
Really
Great
clever.
gift idea. And of course, if you're putting it in your basket with everything else, you can split the cost over those 3 payments. So think ahead for birthdays and things.
Yeah.
But we're not alone, and we are so excited not only to have our guests, but also to have the Bonecco range with us. But we've got
mainly the guests.
Lovely Alan with us. How are you, my lovely?
Yeah, really good morning to you. Good morning to everybody as well. How are you? Hope you're doing really well. I suffer terribly from the heat. I can't stand it. The thoughts of good weather really upsets me. And of course, whizzing around the building here tonight, you know, in a dressing room and then coming out of a dressing room and kind of getting ready and going to the loo and all of that.
Your head getting sweatier
Yeah,
and sweatier.
I started to sweat. So when I came in here and I sat down and went, oh, okay. So immediately I'm in this beautiful place, not just with you lovely people, but I've got these fans that are now cooling the room down.
Yeah.
And it's quite brilliant how it does it. So first of all, I want to just say about this, it is Swiss design, Swiss engineering, Swiss built, okay? This is brilliant. The quality of this, and I'll get into it in a little while about the poles, are metal. I'll show you how they connect, how the power is run through them. Talked about the 4 speeds. I'm going to show you the amount of air that they actually move as well, which is incredible.
No other fan that you'll have seen. I don't like to call it a fan because it's so much more than a fan, isn't it?
Absolutely. Now, I'm going to put this right out there, and I know I'm going to talk about the Vibra in a little while, and I'm going to tell you about the virtues of this and how brilliant this is and what it does in terms of cleaning the air. But my personal go-to fans that I have in every single room of my house, Bonecco.
And us.
Us too.
Yeah. They are just brilliant, okay? And until you actually use them, it's difficult. Like, we will, you know, be talking about how brilliant they are, be so evangelical about them, but yet until you actually have one, you don't know.
Yeah, it blows you away when you actually start using it, doesn't it?
Now, what happens here is that the first thing I want to say is that, oh yeah, it blows you away. I just got that one now. He's brilliant, isn't he?
Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys. But what I always say to people is, first and foremostly, is that when you are sitting on the beach or you're in the garden and it's still and you're hot and you're sweltering, and then a breeze comes across you, we always go, oh, that breeze is lovely.
So refreshing.
Isn't it lovely? Oh, the breeze is
My
lovely.
mum was like that yesterday.
Yeah.
It was, well, no, it was today, actually. No, it was yesterday, because we're in the morning now, aren't we? And she was like, oh, that breeze. It's just such
amazing.
a relief, isn't it?
Massively so. So what Bonecco have done is they literally took everything from a fan and they turned it upside down. So this is not a fan that you aim at yourself. although you can, but you don't have the aim, and it's not doing this and cooling, you know, so it comes across.
Noise.
Yep, there you go. Haley's got a little bit of wind over for a minute. Haley's got wind for a minute. I didn't mean it that way.
You don't have to tell everybody.
Breeze for a moment, and then Sean gets it, and then it comes around, and it goes over here where nobody is, and goes click, 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 click,
Makes
click,
loads of noise.
and then comes back.
Wakes you up if you're.
And what's happening is that the blade that's in it, and I know this is a slightly smaller one, you may have a bigger one, is shaped like this.
Right.
So can I just say that that is just chopping the air? Just look at that.
It's flat blade.
Yeah,
It's flat, yeah. So it's chopping the air, and I don't see how that moves a lot of air. But now, in contrast to that, and I've got one for you to hang on to as well, just to have a little look.
This is
I'm going to show
different.
you the difference.
This is like a sort of propeller that's on a back of a boat.
Exactly it, and I'll tell you exactly why. Look at the difference.
Wow,
Can you see?
The depth that
Now,
you've got there.
the thing about it is that a propeller on a boat, I want you to think if you have an outboard engine and you've got 3 or 4 people in it and the weight of the boat and it's spinning to push you forward, if it was only pushing, how much pressure would be on the actual engine and the arm itself where this is? So what it doesn't actually just push, it pulls water and pushes water.
Right.
So it has it, so it's equal, yeah, so it's equal pressure on each side. So what Beneco did is they said, well, this is great. So if we can pull and push air, it's going to be a lot better. But they've done more clever stuff. So when we're sitting here now, this is drawing in huge amounts of air. I'll prove it in a moment. Please don't move. You're going to love this. I've got a nanometer, a windy measuring thing.
A windy measuring
A windy measuring machine. And I'm going to show you that in just a moment. It's really worth staying tuned for. 4 speeds. So what it's doing is it's drawing in, sucking in the air from the back and the sides. Okay, and I'll show you that. There's the back.
Yeah.
And the side, and over here it has another one of those things as well. And at the front then you can see that you have these little blades that are curled, but not just to look pretty. The fan blade, by the way, is back here. But what it does is, this is like the rifling of a gun barrel, as it might be. So as the air's been forced out, it's spinning that air. So it comes like a tunnel. Yeah. Right?
Like
so
a vortex.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So when you aim it to the ceiling, like you can see just here, it's spinning that air and keeping it in a column of air. And as it fires up, it hits the ceiling, pushing cool air up. Moving air is cooling air, remember? And then it's going at such speed, it fires it around the room, down the walls, cooling everybody.
I love that. So whether you're sat on the sofa, whether the dog's laid on the, under the table, whether the kids are doing their homework or playing a game at the dining room table, everybody in that room is comfortable.
Everybody. And it's not a wind on you. Now, I'm going to say this to you. It's not like you're sitting there with wind, because sometimes if you're lying there and there's a fan directly on you, it can actually feel like a little bit like you're getting kind of chilblains on your...
you got really chilled,
you do, and it's sore and it becomes
painful. And then
painful.
You're turning it off, and then you're getting hot again, then you turn it back on again,
So this is the way I like to describe this is, and this is where it's magical, okay? Lying in the bed at night time, and it is really stuffy at the moment. We know that. I'm sure you're experiencing it, unless you particularly love the heat. I don't. And it's stuffy. And as you said, I don't want to open the windows because people are waking up early, people are starting their cars, people are, all of that. I prefer to keep my windows
clean. You don't sort of let that in, do you?
Absolutely, absolutely. And you're lying there, and this is how I describe this, okay? It's a blanket of cool air. And that's what it is. You're lying there, and you just feel this cool. Oh, honestly, it's phenomenal. I've never experienced that like it.
It's so hard to explain, isn't it?
It is.
Because it's so different to other fans.
Yeah. And brings down, because it's moving that air around, it's bringing that temperature in the room. It's not an air conditioning unit, of course, we're not saying that, so it doesn't bring it from down to 18 degrees. No. But that moving air cools you. I don't want a freezing cold room at night time.
It feels like a cooler air.
Cooler air.
I find personally, for me, air conditioning is too cold anyhow.
You don't like it.
It's quite good at when you're abroad and it's really, really hot, but then I'm instantly freezing. For me, this is absolutely perfect because it's that cooler air around the whole of the room, whether you're sleeping, whether this is in the living room, whether this is in the conservatory, whether you're cooking, and it's just too hot and sweaty. And for lots of people, it makes you feel poorly. My brother hates
just
the
overheats,
heat, like Alan.
doesn't it?
Absolutely.
Like you, Alan,
you can see his face bright red, and whatever he does, he's uncomfortable. And whereas this allows you to be comfortable in your own home, because our homes aren't developed and adapted for great weather,
Extreme
but we
heat.
are having these really hot days, and I think we're just going to get more.
Well, our weather is extreme, whether it's extremely cold or extremely hot,
Yeah.
isn't it? Now, got to remind you of the bundle, already really busy. You're going to get the F230 that you can have on 3 different levels. It should be £199.99. It's down to £159.99. But we're also giving you a complimentary gift, a small personal Bonaco fan. Again, it's that same technology, that same shaping, that same design. Imagine that small fan when you're on the go, when you're traveling. Imagine that if you work from home on your desk, or even take it into work, so you've got your own personal cooling solution. That's included in the bundle tonight. 549563 is your item number. Alan's got loads more to explain to us. You can, remember, change the level of it as well.
So
Yes, you can.
versatile, isn't it?
So let's talk about this air and the movement of air. So I want you to know that the fan blade is situated about here, inside of here. So remember I said it's pulling and pushing air. Now what I'm going to say to you is the studio here is probably 20 foot tall, and it's huge. So any air that's going up here and hitting that ceiling is not coming back down to us, because if it doesn't, it goes, it's going behind
Such a huge
okay?
room,
But still, can you feel that it's cool?
Yes.
And that is because it's pulling in so much air, it's moving the air past us.
And
so
this
the air is
it's
moving.
usually really hot in here, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's making such a difference. Now I want to show you, you've got 4 speeds on this, as I put up 2 fingers. 4 speeds. 4.
2 and 2.
Those just didn't want to go up. So and it's here that you adjust it. So literally 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. Now, even though that is on number 4, I would like you for a moment, because people say, I promise you this, I only have it on number 1 when I'm asleep at night time, and I'm so cool, it's lovely. I'm the Fonz. But I only have it at number 1. Now, have a listen to this. We're sitting right beside it, by the way. This one's on 2. On number 4, let's have a listen to the noise, or the lack of.
Super quiet.
Okay. Now, I'm going to come to that sound in a few moments, but I'm really keen to show you the movement of air. So what Bonaco have done, if you look here, okay, what we have is we have the circumference of this here. So the air is being pushed out here. But what's happening is at the back, it's been pulled in to an area that's actually bigger than the area the air has to come out the front, because this is concave.
It's shaped,
Yeah.
So there's more of it. And there's air being pulled in here, and air being pulled in here as well. So all of the air has been pulled in, and this is what's brilliant about this, okay? Now watch this, because this really shows you how much air it moves. This really, and I've been dealing with these. It's a real funny story how I got into Bonaco, actually, because I kind of bullied myself into it.
You were a fan.
I was a fan,
Fan of the fan.
I was. So, just to show you, okay, on this a nanometer, I want you to see the amount of air coming in the back. Now, I'm just going to show you that it stopped, okay? So, as I bring this in, you can see it speeding up, because air is being sucked in the back at 7.5 kilometers per hour. Let me just put on the light so you can see that a bit better. Did it come on? There you go. 7.5 kilometers per hour. Okay, it was coming in.
Yeah.
So all of the back of this air is being pulled in at 7.5 kilometers an hour.
Right.
Now watch the side as well, because, and I just show you, I'll stop it just so you can see that I'm not cheating anything. As I bring it down, you see it beginning to move. And it's been brought in the sides at over 7 kilometers per hour, all the way here and the other side. Now, do you remember I showed you and talked to you about the top part here? This is, if you took the area of the 2 side panels and the back one, it would be much larger than here, but they have designed it that way. And in fact, if you look at the thickness of the walls just here, it's even made this smaller for the air to come out.
Right.
Forcing that air.
So it's like concentrated, isn't it?
Now this is exactly it. And it's been spun. So between 7 and 7.5 kilometers an hour of air coming in the back. Let's see how much is coming out the front. 17.5 kilometers per hour
Wow.
of air being forced out the front. Such is the way this has been designed, and this is why this has won Red Dot Design Awards, because it looks amazing.
Looks great.
I always say, if Apple were to make a fan, I think they'd make that.
Yeah.
I just think it looks like it.
It looks so good.
But doesn't that show you that it's pulling in so much air and forcing it out the front, into a smaller amount in the front, it's forcing it out that quickly. Now let's think about this. Air at 17 and a bit kilometers an hour, going up, straight up because of that vortex, hitting your ceiling and coming around the room. And as it comes around, it's been drawn back in. So all of the time that all of that air is moving, all of that air is cooling. So remember, hot air rises, cool air drops. Where is it pulling in at 7.5 kilometers an hour? Where's it pulling in the air from?
Look at
the
that.
bottom and the sides. So the lower down air has been sucked up, which is the cooler air, forced up to the top, and then fired around. I've never seen that one before.
Have you not seen that?
That's a new one.
I love that. Yeah, the power that you can see there that comes through.
Yeah.
And so it is that cooling solution.
That one. That's
Wow.
it. Look at that.
Brilliant, isn't it?
And you can see that vortex, so it makes sense then when we see it hit the ceiling and shower the whole of the room, that everybody benefits from the coolness that's coming from this fan.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not a fan that's just on you for a second and then moves away. Not a fan that's clunky and noisy. It is honestly so quiet. I'm a terrible sleeper.
You are.
I don't hear this. We sleep with this on every single night, or most nights. Obviously on the really cold winters we don't have it on, but most nights we do find.
Well, the other morning, I don't know if I told you this, Anne, the other morning we put it on when we were in bed because the noise outside, there was someone mowing their lawn, and because we sleep in the daytime because we work the nights, I thought, I wonder if I put that on, if it'll drown it out like a white noise. And it did.
Yeah, really? It was like
we
really
dropped off back to sleep.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. And you do. I mean, I'm not going to say for an instant that you're lying in the bed you cannot hear a thing.
No.
Of course you can, because there's so much air being moved. But what you don't hear is the motor in this.
That's it.
It is super.
It's not like a regular fan that can sound like a plane engine.
Yeah.
It's a really calming sort of noise.
It is. It's lovely. And I'll prove that to you. So I'm just going to use a decibel reader here that I have on my phone. And as you can hear me talking, you'll see that decibel reader jump up and down. Okay, 73, 77. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop talking. Right beside the fan, right beside the Boneco. Now it tells me quiet home. It says it up here, that this now beside this is the equivalent of a quiet home. And that's beside it. Now if I move that forward a bit, have a look at what it says on top now as I'm moving it away and see the decibels drop. Hopefully Paul can, yeah he can because he's brilliant. Quiet whisper.
Great.
So about 4 feet away from the Boneco, it's now measuring a quiet whisper.
Yeah.
I have it down the end of my bed, down at the back wall, which is probably 10 feet away from me. So you can, it's just so, oh man. And I really mean this, and I look at one thing that I've always prided myself on, and we've known each other for donkey's years, is I don't say things for the sake of saying them, okay? These fans, and this, don't get me wrong, when I talk in a few moments about the Halo, what it does is incredible. But if you want a fan, I promise you this, if you just want a fan to cool, there is nothing, and I mean this, in my opinion, nothing like this that you can buy on the market.
And it looks great, so you'll have it out all season. You don't need to worry about putting it away because it looks like a piece of designer furniture.
Always in our bedroom, and we never move it. It's great because you can alter the height and you can move it if you want to. So if you want to use it in the living room, if you want to use it in your motorhome, in your caravan, in the conservatory, anywhere where you get just too hot and it's too hot and clammy, allow this honestly to, it's like it cools the room down, and it's not an air conditioning unit, it just takes that cooler air from the bottom and creates that vortex. Now the balloons are showing that vortex, isn't it?
I thought my balloons that I was going to do this tonight were in my bag, but they weren't there, and I'm like, no! Sean did look at me sternly. He did. Where's the balloons?
Like, haven't you got
no balloons?
And that's what it does. It creates that vortex, like you can see, holding in. The reason we showed the balloons on that little clip is to show you how it does hold them in there. It doesn't just fire air everywhere. And this is a great idea. Downstairs, so do you know when you go to bed at night time, and if you are upstairs and it's clammy and you wake up and you say, I'm really thirsty, you walk downstairs, you go, oh, downstairs, why isn't upstairs like downstairs? It's so cool down here. Well, do you know what? If you've got, you only want to buy one of these, but you've got 3 or 4 rooms upstairs, put this at the bottom of the stairs and point it up, and even better still. And this gets me to show you how we can adjust this. Here's another idea. The lower down, the cooler the air, we know.
Right.
So the Boneco fan is now turned on, but watch this, okay? There's a button on the back I'm going to press, and then I'm going to lift that out of place. That has now stopped. Okay, there's no wires.
It's funny, isn't it? Because you imagine a cable to run all the way through, but it doesn't.
And I'll show you what it does. And by the way, remind me in a few minutes, because somebody said to me, but hang on a second, Alan, why does that adjust when you tell me to point it at the ceiling? There is a perfectly good reason for that. I will tell you, I promise. Okay. So now I'm going to take the next one of the poles out, okay, by pushing the button and taking it out. Now, I'll talk to you about those in just a moment, but I just want to show you that should we want a slightly lower fan, we can do that and keep that pole for another time. The fan has come on immediately again. Now, why would you want it slightly lower? Well, maybe it's the same height as a dresser. Maybe it's the same height as your chest of drawers. Yeah. Maybe you want to put it up on a bit of a pedestal. Maybe you want to put it into a bay window or something. So it just allows you to adjust the height. Okay. Now, let's take this out again. Okay. And now I will take out the final one. Now when I do this, I want to show you the size of the base here. Really a huge base, which makes it really stable and sturdy. And it weighs. It's not light. Please don't think it's light for 1 second. It's not. So I'm going to take out this pole. And now we can see that I have this just here. And I now have that floor standing fan. Okay, the floor fan.
Fabulous.
And now you can have that behind the couch.
Yeah.
You can have that.
Have it on the table if you wanted.
Table if you wanted to. This one gives you options. Okay. Now all of a sudden, genuinely, because now we can feel the air. Can you feel?
Yeah.
It's literally it's so cool.
So it's so versatile. Whatever room and whatever height you want it at, this model will allow you to adapt it so it suits every room of your home, every situation, whether you want to see it, whether you sort of want to tuck it by a sofa and don't want to see it.
Doesn't it?
We love the look of it. I think it's fabulous.
Now, when I said Swiss design, Swiss made, Red Dot Design Award winner, okay, and it is just fab. These poles here are metal. Okay, and the connectors, and this is really important to me because if we look at how this connects into the other pole, first of all, it has a flat side here which will only fit into there. You can see the connector. Yeah. When we put this together, the connector doesn't just go in an inch or so, it goes in all that way down. So you can see how deeply it goes into the receiving pole, okay? And the reason I say that's important, and all of the electrical bits are all here, by the way, they connect inside, is that you get no wobble. Look at that, even now, there's no wobble, there's no bend. Really sturdy. Because that has been clicked together really well.
So well made.
They haven't scrimped at all with this. And as I said, those poles are metal. So again, we can hear that.
And there's a little piece that you push to actually release.
Yeah, so if I pop this back in here, I'll show you that now. So that's locked, so you can lift it. And when you want to release it, you press this button just here, like so, and then lift it out.
Brilliant.
Right.
Other than that, it doesn't lift out, it's locked. So if you lift the fan from one of the bars, because do you remember when they originally came out, if you lifted it by that, they didn't hold together like that?
Yeah.
And that's what they overlooked that, and they immediately, when they found out, they rectified that, and it was in the next one. So overall, we have got an incredible fan. 8.7 kilos is what it weighs in total when it's all together, and that shows you how sturdy. But I'd like to show you one more thing, okay, about the base of this and the way that they have designed it. I'm just trying to get my finger in there to release that. When I put this back together, because a lot of people are short of space or can be short of space. So what we can do with this is if we have a chest of drawers or we have something, because of the way the base is designed,
it
slides underneath.
Yeah.
Your
Clever.
furniture, your chest of drawers, your couch or whatever, so it makes it that little bit neater should you want to do that.
It's brilliant for so many different rooms. Obviously for us it's perfect at night for sleeping. You're still there?
I'm still here.
Great for helping you sleep because it moves that air around, and we've got to remind you it's not just a fan, it's that air shower, the way it draws in the air.
It's so different to a regular fan, honestly, and when you use it for the first time you'll watch this and think really, and then you'll switch it on and think oh my goodness, exactly this. It causes this vortex of air that actually hits the ceiling, so you aim it to the actual ceiling rather than aiming it at you, and as it hits the ceiling it then showers the whole of the room. So every person sat on that sofa, if you've got friends around, everybody's feeling cool.
Yeah.
The dog might be laid on the mat under the table. The dogs and the cats, the pets are feeling cool. The kids might be playing a game at the table. They don't need another fan. They're feeling cool because that one Bonico is actually creating that coolness to the whole room.
Over the room, yeah.
It's amazing.
It's not directed just at you. Look at how it draws in so much
And like
air.
Alan was saying, it's such a vast amount, isn't it, because of the design, and then it comes out of a smaller area, so it causes that vortex.
Pushes it. 1,260 meters cubed of air per hour.
Gosh.
Now, don't ask me how big a meter's cubed of air. You
It's
probably
big.
know. But it's big. It's a lot. 1,260 of them per hour it moves. So that gives you a good idea of what
And
it does.
there again, we can see that vortex. This is on the lowest height that we were talking about.
So with the 3 heights, whatever situation, wherever you want it, it might be in the kitchen, it might be in the conservatory, it might be in the dining room, it might be in the living room. Perhaps you've got an open plan area and it's always really hot.
Yeah.
Perhaps you've got sort of a glass roof to that open plan area and it really makes it a bit like a greenhouse. You can create that coolness. But this is a really top tip, having it at the bottom of the stairs and shooting it up the stairs before you go to bed.
Or by a window
Yes.
to draw the air in from outside.
Yeah, if you do want to, do that, you can, of course, do that, and it will draw in vast amount of it. Now, I want to talk to you as well, guys, because a big question for people is, but if I have that on all night or all day,
How much?
how much?
How much?
Because
much?
we do have it on all night.
And I find, this is the absolute truth, I will walk past my Bonico in the bedroom and leave it on. And go, I'll take 2 steps past and go, I'm not going back. And I will leave it on because I know how little it's costing me. So what I want to do is I want to tell you exactly how much this costs to run. And you're going to be really surprised about this, okay? So if I was to say to you that this here cost 28 pence per
Day?
week, using it 8 hours a day,
Wow.
every day in 1 week, it will cost you 28 pence.
Now,
Obviously, that can vary.
yeah,
Now,
it varies on your
that's
supply.
I was
average.
literally about to go through
Yeah.
this with you and explain that
Hey,
to you.
Alan's got it all here, look.
So it's actually 33 watts of power on its maximum, but I put in 35 because this one beside me is 35. Okay, and now we have the energy price of 25 pence per kilowatt, which is the
Okay.
average right now.
Good
It might be a bit
man,
more,
yeah.
might be a bit less. That's the average.
Oh.
8 hours a day, and power consumption per day, and then the cost per week, as you can see. Now, if I change that
That's
to per month, £2.13 a month.
If it's on 8 hours every day.
8 hours every day for a whole month.
That's not
Now,
a lot to pay for cool air.
It's not a lot to pay at all for a better, and I promise you this. When I have the Bonico on, I sleep so much sounder. And it is, and I actually keep saying it because each night I'm in the bed, and what happens in my house is we go to bed, we put on, Ellie has this thing about these emergency room programs. She loves watching them, okay? And I'm like, okay. And then they always go, and, did you see people? And I go, I can't be doing that.
I
But
don't
anyway,
want to watch that before
so
I
I'm
go to sleep.
waiting for her to go to sleep, and as soon as she does, I put Bullseye on. Okay, that's what I watch. In one.
The perfect relationship, believe me.
I know it.
We know the both of us.
It's great. Okay? So, and what I do is then I'll lie there, and the Bonico's on, and I just lying there, and I keep reminding myself, and I do genuinely say to myself, I go, this really is fantastic. And I've had Bonicos for 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
And I still sit there going, it's just, when I explain to people on air, and I do think this way, and you might think I'm a bit mad, when I'm explaining to people on air, the viewers, how great this is what I'm trying to tell them. But how can I explain this? And the only thing I can come up with is it's a blanket of cool air. It's just like,
That's a good
Yeah.
way
it's
to
like this
describe
little,
it.
it's just delicious.
It's not focused in one area, is
and you
it?
put your leg, and one thing I love doing is put my leg outside of the blanket.
Feel the cool.
And you just feel that cool. And then what you do then is, after about an hour or so, or half an hour, whatever the time is, you put it back into your other leg and go, oh, that leg is cold. It's quite cold. Because the Bonico has done that, and it really does cool beautifully. And I really mean this with my hand on my heart, and you know how I pontificate about these. There is no other fan, and this is my absolute truth, there is no other fan that you can buy. I don't care if it looks like it, I don't care if it swings around the ceiling, I don't care what it does. There's nothing like a Bonecco, and that's my absolute...
All about that design.
It's such a clever design.
What a bonus for you today that you're getting this personal fan included in the price.
So
now,
good.
The usual price is $31.99. We're selling it at the moment if you want to buy it on its own.
People are
$24.99.
ordering it, actually. It's a great gift idea. Perhaps, you know, again, someone that really struggles at work, at their desk, they're really hot when they're travelling on trains and things, or when they're on their holidays, perhaps they camp and things, and when they're camping, you can actually plug this in to one of those power banks. So you could be absolutely anywhere and you've got your own personal fan, and that should be £31, so you've got that as a complimentary gift, which is brilliant.
So Alan, this works in the same sort of way, but it's a personal cooler.
It actually has more technology in it.
Oh, hello.
It is cooler, pardon the pun. So I'm going to just take this away here for a second, because what we do is we give you this just here, which is the USB cable, and it's quite a long cable too, okay? So what we can do now is, as we can see, we all have those plugs at home.
Yeah.
They don't give you one, because Bonecco are all about, you know, less energy and environment and stuff. It's all about healthy air. So we assume, what we do, you have them, plenty of them.
Yeah.
So you can plug this in. You can plug this into the side of your computer. You can plug this in to a power bank.
Brilliant.
Okay? Like so.
A lot of sockets have them now, don't they?
A lot of sockets
Yeah,
have
they
them
do,
now.
yeah. Yeah, they
So
do.
now what we can do is we're going to use this here just now to run this, okay? And we plug this in the side, and what's wonderful about this is when it's in, you see this little touch pad here? So all I do is touch it, and it's on, and touch it again. 1 and 2. Now there is a little light there, it's a very faint light. Let's see if we can see
there
that.
it
There
is,
you go, you can see it just there. Okay, and it changes colour from white to blue, speed 1 and speed 2. Now what I love about this is, you're absolutely right, still got the same shape and technology in the fan, drawing it in from the concave back and the sides here and here, and forcing it out. Now let's do a little experiment. I want to see how fast the air is coming out of there.
I love it.
I want to do that. Where did I put my...
I'm thinking as well in a hotel room.
Oh,
And a lot of the
yeah.
hotels do have the plugs where you just plug it
Yeah.
straight into the plug
Yeah.
socket, don't they now?
Because they
Right
have
by
the
the
old
bed.
one that makes that noise.
because some hotels can be really
don't have air
hot,
conditioning.
can't they? Yeah.
Nightmare.
Or they give you one of those
Yeah.
Oh,
fans.
But what if you're sitting, a lot of people you see on the trains now and they're working on their
Yeah.
laptops have
Yeah.
this here to cool you, not the rest of the
Yeah.
place. On an aeroplane, because you're up there reaching for this
yeah.
thing.
that's
You're
really
like-
And it never
awkward,
hits
isn't it?
you.
Never hits you, and then you get
No.
it. You go, okay, that's in the good place. Then you sit like that, you go, oh, it's on the back of my neck, you know. But this here you can have running from a power bank while you're charging your phone, perhaps from a power bank, and you can get that cooling air. Now, let's face it, that's on. You can feel that, can't
Yeah,
you?
I can.
Isn't it
yeah,
lovely?
it's lovely.
Oh, yeah.
It's just so
Ah,
nice. So
lovely.
What a
let me just-
relief.
Yeah, well,
It
yeah,
is that
1
cool
and
breeze,
2.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
it
So let's see how fast the air. I don't think I've done this experiment before, have I?
Uh-oh.
So let me turn this on. 1.
Going rogue
and
again,
2.
Alan. Going rogue
I know,
again.
I love it. So let's just see from this little fellow just here how much air it's pushing out.
Wow.
7.5 kilometers.
Gosh. That's
The speed again. Explain what that is. It's the
Okay.
speed that's been drawn in.
No, that's been pushed out.
Been
It's
pushed out,
pushing out
sorry.
air.
How much that-
I had to
about-
look to see. Did you see me just looking? Because I
Yeah.
said, is that in kilometers now
Is
or
that
meters?
right?
It's 7.5 kilometers per hour of air
Pushing that
being
out.
forced out the front of that. Look, if I go up, look, that's incredible.
That is fabulous.
And is that on the first or the second?
That's the second speed.
Yeah.
Now you're getting this as a
Oh, turn it
complimentary gift. Normally it's £31. We have got it on offer at £24.99. So if you think, well, actually, I know someone that would love this as a present. Brilliant gift idea. My mum really struggles with the heat. My brother really struggles with the heat. I bet you could as well actually have it in the car, couldn't you, with a little
Yeah.
power bank?
It's
And have it,
incredible.
you know, because sometimes
Well, our car's got
systems-
USB, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So you could plug it straight
Easily,
into
yeah.
the car.
It's so versatile, and this bundle I do think is the best bundle to go for. You've got the versatility of the height with the large Bonecco, but then you have got that personal actual Bonecco as well. And I don't want to call it a fan because it's so much more than a fan, and it creates a whole cool room.
A
which is
vortex
amazing.
of air, how it draws the air in from underneath, remember, at such amazing speeds, and then pushes it out towards, so angle it towards the ceiling. If you want it as a direct fan towards you, you can do that. But the idea of this air
Yeah.
shower is everybody benefits.
Definitely try this first because you will understand. You might think I don't believe it's going to work, but once you've done this, you'll think, oh my goodness, this is great. Because all of us that are sat on the sofa, you've got the family round, everybody's nice and cool. The pets, the dogs, the cats on the mats, they're nice and cool. But then the kids, they're playing a game over on the dining room table. They're nice and cool. What you can also do is stand it at the bottom of the stairs because heat rises. So before you go to bed, just move it and allow it to cool the whole of the upstairs down, the landing and all that area.
At 549563 is your item number. Hugely busy now. At 5565 on your first of 3 PayPal payments, pay in 3. We have got a full range of Bonaco available for you. We're going to talk you through some of the other models in a moment, but this bundle, definitely the best. Should be 200, just shy of a penny. It's down to 159.99, and we're giving you a complimentary personal fan.
And honestly, hand on heart, when we bought ours was 199.
I was going to say ours was £200, wasn't it?
And our director is saying exactly the same. Oh my word!
Hang on.
I'm really sorry. We didn't realise this. 20%. We had a lot of stock. 20% of the entire stock already gone. Now, I know why that is, because we've had a really hot day today.
So hot today, hasn't it?
And you know what
and
happens?
Uncomfortable.
All the shops sell out of fans, don't they?
Don't
they?
they? Yeah.
Disappear because everyone's like, oh, I can't bear this heat. So whilst we do have the stock, because that's exactly what's happening, do pop one in your basket, get this home and change how you feel in your own home.
Yeah, and it's every room. You can move it from room to room if you want. For us, it's in the bedroom. It keeps us cool at night. We have it on pretty much most nights over the summer. It's not just about the sunny days. It's about that humidity that we're experiencing.
Sometimes it's just so clammy, isn't it? And now because we sleep during the day, because we do shifts, we don't want to have our window open, because then you can hear the dustmen come, then you can hear all the other cars going past. So we want the window shut to keep the noise out.
Yep.
But then the room
cool.
gets clammy, so it really moves that air incredibly.
It does, and moving air is cooler. Oh, bless you.
Excuse me, I don't know where that came
It's
from.
all that cool air.
It's all that cool
All
air.
that cool air. Now, you are going to get the F230, but you're also going to get, as a complimentary gift,
And I
that
love
personal fan, remember. However, it is available on its own to purchase. So if you do want to go for this, we'll just pop the details on the screen for you. It's 700-508. The same technology. It's a USB charge, remember. So it can run off a power bank, or you can plug it into your computer, or if you've got a USB plug, it just goes directly into your plug.
That could be on a train, that could be on your desk at work, that could be on a plane as well, which is incredible. And we were blown away, because we've never done the demonstration we just did, of how much power this actually has. This could be in a tent when you're camping, perhaps you're doing festivals and your tent's always too hot and clammy, and you want to get that air moving. And perhaps you're, when there's a few people in a tent, I'm sure it's a little bit whiffy as well. So you want to get that air moving a little bit. I mean, I don't know what difference that, but I'm sure a moving air would be better than sort of a static.
It'd get it out quicker, wouldn't it?
Absolutely. And you could have this in the kitchen as well. And so many benefits for this. But I think on a desk at work.
It looks
but we'll show you the demonstration that we just tried, because Alan, we'd never done this demonstration before, and I can't believe how powerful it is.
Now, I go rogue sometimes, so I'm actually wanting to read something for the viewer for a second.
Okay.
Now, this is not a promise. Now, please, 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 we cannot, I'm not promising this. We say how the delivery is 4 to 5 working days, am I correct?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So Chris from Boneco, Chris Mott, said to me today, said, hope all goes well tonight, Al. If we get the customer orders from ShopOnTV tomorrow, we will dispatch them and they will be delivered on Friday. So you have a possibility, and I'm being really careful here.
We can't promise.
We can't promise. We have a possibility, and the guys here are very good. So you
but
have
Chris
a good
is
chance.
the supplier.
Chris is the supplier,
Chris brings
and he is so good, and he uses.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he's brilliant. So there's a chance. So don't think, oh, I'm not going to get it because I won't get it till next week. You may not, but Chris has said if he gets them in the morning, he will dispatch them immediately.
Brilliant.
To you guys at home. So I think that's really lovely.
Now we're approaching 20% now
of the personal
fans
wow, really?
in baskets. I think lots of people are adding them into your deal because you're thinking it's a great gift, and of course you can split the cost.
Yeah, of course.
Because you're spending over £30, you can split the cost with PayPal Pay in 3.
Yeah, spend over £30, you'll have that option to use PayPal Pay in 3 online, ShopOnTV.co.uk.
I think gift idea-wise, if you've got a mum who really struggles with the heat, if you've got a brother or a relative that really really struggles with the heat. It's a great present. So let's have a little look at just how powerful this is, because you'd look at this and think, well, it's so much smaller than the large model.
Look at his smile. I
love it.
Wow.
That's 7.7 kilometers per hour.
That's
the air
speed.
is being forced out the front of that. That is phenomenal for such a small fan. But that shows you how effective it is. And you can see the kmh just there, 7.72 kmh, kilometers per hour. That is just mad. When I do this, you can see that that's miles per hour, 4.5 miles per hour. You get knots and everything else. I get myself in knots sometimes. But there we go. Let's go that to 7.5 kilometers an hour of air being forced out the front of this little fan.
It is absolutely fabulous,
crazy.
and you're loving it. If you do want that, please pop that into your basket. I've got to say good morning to Michael this morning. It's great to have your company. Of course, do email in. It's always lovely to hear from everybody. And if you've got any questions, of course, we've got Alan with us as well, so do email in any questions, which is studio@shopontv.co.uk.
Now we're just going to pop the bundle back on your screen. This is the best value. We've got more models that we're going to show you in just a moment. But to get the F230, remember you've got 3 adjustable heights on there.
Brilliant, yeah.
A complimentary gift of the personal fan. That's included in the bundle at $159.99.
So good.
And with PayPal paying 3, you can spread the cost on 3 interest-free payments. So 549,563 is that best bundle value-wise.
It's so great looking, it's Swiss design, it's so versatile, because you can alter the heights whatever room you want it in, whether it's the dining room, whether it's the kitchen, whether it's your bedroom. Remember how quiet it is as well. It has got 4 different speeds to it, but remember the idea of this, it's not a regular fan. This is going to create an air shower. So it actually takes the air from underneath and you fire it to the ceiling. You're seeing how it alters in height here. So easy to do, but this means wherever you want it, whether you want it by the side of the, you know, the living room chair where you can't see it, you can sort of hide it at a smaller height.
Yeah.
But we actually really like the look of it, so we always have ours on show. It looks fantastic.
Swiss engineered and designed, so it looks fantastic.
Red Dot Award as well, which is a huge claim.
Yeah, and the fact that it's like no other fan that's out there. Remember, it draws the air in and it pushes it out at such an immense speed. Don't have it pointing towards you. No. Have it pointing towards the ceiling, and it showers.
Because a regular fan would just woof past you every now and again and give you a little bit of sort of cooler air for a second, and then it's gone.
Just for
and then
a second.
It's thudding really loudly as it gets to one side, and then it comes back round again. It's really noisy. This, honestly, there is a noise, but it's so quiet. It's a really relaxing sound as well. We find it brilliant to sleep with this because it is so quiet in a bedroom.
Doesn't disturb your sleep.
Not
It doesn't
at all.
us. It definitely
but aim
doesn't
this
us.
to the ceiling, because what this does isn't what a regular fan does. It causes that vortex, it hits the ceiling, and it showers the whole of the room. So every person on that sofa, if you've got the whole family round, everybody's feeling cool. The dogs, the cats are laid on the mats, and it's so hot sometimes for your pets. It's cooling them as well, sat on the mat. But then all the kids that are sat around the table doing a quiz or playing a game or doing some homework, their homework's nearly finished now, isn't it, because the schools are broke up. They're all cool.
Everyone benefits. That's the great thing with this.
And with any other fan, that's not the situation.
No, and the fact you can see that's how it works. That's how it points the air up. It draws that massive amount of air.
It's not air conditioning, but my goodness, it does create this cooler air, which if you fire it up the stairs, sometimes you'll walk upstairs and it's like walking into an oven, isn't it? Because the heat rises, it's cooling all the stairs, the landing area. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Perhaps in a baby's room as well,
in a nursery, because it's quiet.
And you don't want a fan directly on a child, do you? So again, you'd aim it to the ceiling so it just showers the room with that cooler air.
So that's the F230 model. Remember, you're getting the complimentary personal fan included at that price, $55.65 on your first of 3 interest-free payments with PayPal if you pay online. But we've got another model that you're already shopping for, and it's right here by me. And now I think this particular model, like you just said, for a nursery is brilliant, but for a living area, to have a couple of these in your living area. Absolutely brilliant. And it's the same technology, isn't it, Alan?
Yes. Now, can you be particularly careful with that? Because that is actually my fan from my house.
Fabulous.
This came from the living room. So where I have that one and where this one really comes into its own is, okay, is I have a 230 at the big one, the taller one, in my living room.
Right.
But what I have sometimes, if Ellie doesn't want it, because sometimes she doesn't feel as cool as I do, or as warm as I do, I have that literally beside my couch. So it's right beside me, aiming straight up, and I will turn it on, and as the air is passing by where I'm sitting, it's cooling me down. That is genuinely my very own one from the house. Now, they have 3 speeds. You will still get the same kind of air being forced out the front of it. It's not adjustable in height, that's the height of it. But again, you can see it has all of the same technology and the 3 speeds. Now, what's great about this as well is that a lot of people have said to me, because I talk a lot about these, and a lot of my family over here, well, Ellie's family and my family now, of course, she's my lovely wife, is that they've gone and they've got Boneco too, because I sing their praises so much.
It is one of those products, isn't it, that you tell everybody about, because it's changed everything for you,
And that one is great because you can have that where if people have a caravan, they go away.
Yes, perfect.
It doesn't take up too much space.
Perfect,
If you're using this maybe in a smaller kitchen or a smaller bedroom, you want this in the kids' bedroom, something like that. If you just want that slightly smaller one, well, that's there for you to use. You just might not want that bigger one. Now, again, you know, garages, all those types
working
of things.
in the garage or the workshop.
Yeah, workshop.
Like that,
Perhaps you've got a summer house.
Yes,
and you love that summer house, but then when it's really hot,
it's too hot
is
to
like
use.
an oven. It's going to create, but the size would be perfect for that. So this is your larger model. So you're looking at the larger one, and then that is the smaller model. And I know lots of people do go for the large, like Alan, have that in the living room, and then use this perhaps in the bedroom or in the, you know, kids' bedrooms.
And this is
nursery.
Really clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
The way the blade is designed. It's not a flat blade like a traditional fan.
It's not. It's not chopping the air. What it's doing is it's actually pulling in air.
Like
it's drawing in air. It's sucking it in.
It's like a
and then
propeller
firing
blade.
it out. Well, exactly. And that's what, you know, I was saying to you earlier on.
Which can move a boat.
It moves a boat.
It's really moving a lot of air.
If you ever go and see when you look at an outboard engine, I mean, if you look, you know, to push along a boat with 3 or 4 people in, the propeller is not much bigger than that.
No, it's
Something
not.
smaller.
Right.
But it's because of the design. It's so good at pulling in and pushing out water, and that's what keeps. Because if you imagine, you know, if you're on a boat and you've got, you know, the arm coming down here, and this is in the water, if that was just pushing, it would break that arm. The pressure on that would be too much. So it's designed to pull and push. So the pressure on the arm of it coming down is equal. And the pressure on this is equal, because if not, it could tear up the blades as well. So that's what Boneco did. They took that design and that technology and they changed it ever so slightly for air, to move air. So it's effectively, it's sucking in air and firing it out and doing it so well that it's just, honestly, when you get this at home, I know, because family, Ellie's mum, it can't be that good. And she got some, and she came back and she literally said, "Al, it is that good." They are just brilliant. There's no fan like it. There's no fan like it.
You saying that, my brother, who is the most sceptical ever person that is alive, I think. His wife, though, was like, "I want these fans." He was like, "They're not going to work. They're not going to work." And of course, bought 2, one for the daughter's room, one for their room. Absolutely love them. Remember, you have got options on sizes. So this is the F120, so this is the smaller model, one size, 3 different speeds, but again that same technology. But we have got the F230 as well in a bundle, which we are particularly busy on. So this is the smaller model, $99.99, should be $114.99. Of course, you've got PayPal Pay in 3, which is great because that allows you to split the cost over those 3 payments.
And everything in your basket, because you've spent over 30.
Yes, if you put the personal fan in with that, again, you can split that cost.
Can I just very quickly say about that picture we have there, if we can hold on to that for a second. In fact, what you have on offer here tonight is everything that you have there, practically, because you have the small F50.
Because of the configuration.
The 100 is the same as the 120 in size of the head. It just doesn't have the pole. The 210, 220 and 230, well, that is, in fact, if you have the 230, it becomes the 220, which becomes the 210.
Fabulous.
So you've everything there. So by buying the 230, you're getting the F50, and then you might get the 100, and then you have all those configurations.
You're getting the versatility.
And it's getting the right one for you, but I think for virtually everybody, the right one is this bundle. And the bundle giving you the larger 230 that alters to those 3 different heights that you just saw. So whatever situation, whatever room you want this in, brilliant at night when you're trying to sleep. Because though it's not silent, it's so quiet. And it's a really calming noise as well. We actually
we
sleep
said
better
it was like a
when it's
white
on,
noise
yeah.
for us.
Yeah, it is. You just hear that. It's like a gentle breeze.
Very
it's a
gentle hum.
Hey, is that fan still on?
Yes.
It is. Can you turn it to speed 4 for me if you don't mind?
Turn it right up.
Yeah, turn it right up. This is our speed 3 on that one.
Speed
I should say.
3, yeah.
Speed 4 on this one, and this is also one. Just to show you, because this here is really quiet.
We're going to talk about that in a moment.
So what I want to do is I just want to I was going to listen to the sound, but there's no sound to listen to. So we have 3 microphones, and just like us, these microphones are very sensitive too.
Very much so.
Very sensitive, yes. Don't put us out of a dressing room, whatever you do. So, all hell. So basically, we're just going to go quiet now, and there's 3 microphones. Shauna's sitting beside that one. Hayley and myself are next to this one, and I'm next to this one. And listen to how quiet this is. So that gives you an idea.
Quiet still.
But what I do like to do is I have a decibel reader here on my phone just to show you. Now, what I want you to see is when we have this here, you will see the decibels jumping up and down here, and it will tell you what it's basically the same as up here, and you can see it going up and down. So I'm going to stop speaking. Watch this. Quiet whisper. That's what that says. It's going up now when I speak, but quiet whisper. In the middle of 3 working fans.
Do you know what's really dangerous there, Alan? Because that's the noise we listen to when we sleep. We were both like that. We nearly went then. I saw you. Your eyes started closing.
It is. I find it really calming. Really calming. And the thing is as well, you're not sleeping right next to it. So you are further away from it. So it's even quieter then. But remember, what you're doing is you're aiming it to the ceiling. So if it's your bedroom, both of you are cool. How many of you had a fan and it's been on one side of the bed, and then if it's on your side of the bed, I don't feel it. And then if it's on my side of the bed, and I sleep sometimes with my legs up, you're not.
I used to move it around to my side.
I used to sneak it round at night. But I used to turn the regular fan off. In the end, actually, we ended up getting 2 fans when it was really hot.
But that
so
was
noisy.
what you said at the beginning of the show. It's like you know when you go on an aeroplane and there's that constant.
So I had to turn them off because they're too noisy. That's keeping you awake. Then you get too hot and you turn them back on, but then you can't get back off to sleep because they're too noisy. So this is great because you only need one. It will hit the ceiling, and both of us will be showered with this cool air, because this is how it works. It's not like a regular fan. It's like a vortex of air being drawn from underneath at such power that it showers everybody in the room.
And this is why we've got to keep showing you this technology, because it's so unique to any kind of fan that I've seen in the past. It's not one of those that you benefit from for a couple of moments and then it moves away and then it wakes you up because you've gone warm and then it wakes you up when it comes back.
That's it, and it usually thuds at one side for a little while and swings back round. It actually, you don't even notice that it's there. What you do notice is whether you're sat on the sofa, whether you're the dog or cat laid on the mat, whether you're the kids playing, you know, a game at the table. Everybody in that room is cool. It's not one fan for one person, it's one fan for everybody in that area. Whether that's a conservatory, whether that is your kitchen when you're cooking, or the upstairs. You walk upstairs and it's like an oven.
Temperature just
a bit like when you get off a plane.
Yeah, it is.
And you're like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because, like you say, the temperature rises. So great to do this, isn't it?
To push the cool air upstairs so it cools the first floor for you. And the other great thing, bringing in the cool air from outside and circulating it around the room, and the fact it then hits whatever surface it's pointed towards, and then it showers down that cool air, so everybody in the room benefits from it.
We love it because we do shifts now, so we go to bed and need to sleep about 6 o'clock in the morning. So though we used to always sleep with the window open, now we don't, because it's just too noisy. The bin men come, you know, there's cars going past, doors slamming, so we now sleep with the window shut, and I don't think I would be able able to sleep if we didn't have this in our bedroom moving that air.
Definitely not as well.
And honestly, hand on heart, through the majority of the summer, even when it's cooler, because it's so clammy, we have it on all night.
Yep.
But it doesn't cost us a fortune.
No, it's really inexpensive to run as well. There are so many of you shopping for this bundle. It is the best way to shop Bonoco at the moment. So remember, you're getting the F230, which has 3 adjustable heights. And then as a complimentary gift, Beyonce's here. And you get as a complimentary gift, you're getting the personal USB operated fan. So that's great.
So we've got it in a power bank, but you could plug that into your tablet, or your computer, I should say. It could be on the office table, desk.
If you work
be
from
on
home,
the table,
if you want to take
plane.
it to work.
Yeah, on the train.
On trains can be so uncomfortable
Camping.
in this summer weather.
Festivals.
Festivals, I think.
And if you haven't got good air conditioning in the car, you could plug it into lots of the cars.
Little
Have got
fan
the
in the
USBs.
car.
Which is ideal. Sometimes the back seat. So for the kids in the back, ideal.
So that is included in the bundle as a complimentary gift.
And that normally is £31. Now we have got it on offer for £24.99, and lots of you are putting that into your basket. Actually, a quarter of the stock of this on its own is already gone. So do, if you want any extras, perhaps as a present. Perhaps it's your mum that can't stand the heat. Perhaps it's my brother. Oh, he's unbearable through the winter, but through the summer he's really unbearable because he just gets so hot and miserable and clammy. Honestly, this is a solution and a great gift for so many. Just hearing how busy we are for this bundle.
Over a quarter of the bundle is already in baskets and going through, so please do confirm. We don't have Bonoco constantly either, do we? It's not a frequent show, but we've got it now.
So many with them in baskets.
Whilst it's really hot.
Please do check your baskets.
Now, Alan wants to show us something, I can tell.
You know, because I've just when you were there, I just researched a little something, okay? Because I want to just try and put, so when we had the decibel reader on, between 3 fans, it was 45 or 46 or something like that. Let's call it 47 decibels when the 3 of them were running. So I just Googled, right? I went into this area. If you happen to be in a completely empty room, void of all sound, that would be 0 decibels.
Okay.
Now, a normal empty room is still going to have some sort of sound, even if there are no people or or running appliances. That makes an empty room will measure about 10 decibels of sound.
Okay.
An empty room. So now I was thinking, okay, so how can I compare this, okay? So we're about 46, 47 decibels for the 3 of them running on full power.
Yeah.
How often do you sit at home and you're sitting there? Now, I take it your refrigerator at home, your fridge freezer is working properly?
Yeah.
How often do you sit and go, oh, the noise of that thing, it's terrible. Do you ever do that?
Yes.
Yeah. So you think to yourself, if you've got a good running, proper working refrigerator, if you've got an old one, you'll hear it. If you've got a good one, you don't. Yeah. They measure over 50 decibels.
Oh, wow.
So now we're getting under 47 decibels, around 47 with this. So think about when you're sitting at home, do you sit there going, that fridge. Now, you used to remember back in the 80s, I remember the fridge, you go, it used to make noises. But a good working fridge, you don't hear them. They will go measure just over 50. We're talking about under 50.
It's quieter.
Quieter.
So quieter than your fridge freezer.
I find it a really calming,
quite calming
sound.
It's great.
And just remember, if you are ordering, this stock is going quickly because the days have got hotter again, and that's what happens. And you tend to then, you can't find
well, you go to all the stores and the fans have all sold out, haven't they?
But remember, not a fan. This is an air shower. So different to anything else I think you've ever used.
And everybody benefits from it. That's the great thing. The bundle, if you want to get it, comes with the personal fan included as a complimentary gift. Remember, the usual price of the F230, almost £200, and then the personal fan's about £32 normally. So you're getting all of that for a massively reduced price.
At full price, tallies up to £232 really. So you've got an incredible saving of around about £72. That's how it works. It draws the air, the cooler air from below at such power, and then it's like a vortex of air, hits the ceiling. Aim it to the ceiling. I know you'll think that's really weird. Why am I aiming it to the ceiling? But do that, and let it shower the whole room.
Yep.
Everybody in that room, whether they're sat at the sofa, whether it's the dog laid on the mat, whether it's the kids at the table, that's that vortex that's creating that air that you aim to the ceiling. That will then shower the whole room with this cooler air.
This is the bundle to go for. You're seeing the power of Bonaco, and the bundle, the value here is brilliant.
This is great 549,563. I love the fact, because sometimes you think, well, that's a smaller one. You can actually alter the height 3 different heights with this model. So whatever situation you're in, whether you want a smaller one perhaps to put onto a table or put into a motorhome or a caravan.
You've got all the options with
when you see the F210, 220 and 230, the 230 will break down to those other 2 heights.
So you've got all those configurations with this one particular fan. That's why it's definitely worth going for this bundle. And you get the F50. You see the personal fan on the table at the end there. You get that included in the bundle. That's why it's so busy. 549563, the item number, 5565 on your first of 3 interest-free payments.
It'll be one of those products that'll be like the best thing you've bought. A bit like a cordless vacuum.
Every time
Tell
you
everybody
turn it on.
about it. It's just made such a difference. It will be that product that makes that difference that you'll tell everybody about. My brother, who is so sceptical, they've got 2 in their home. Absolutely love it. It really changes your home environment when it's really hot.
You're just more comfortable, aren't you, with cooler air, and that's what these are designed to do.
It can be unbearable, can't it? Our homes aren't
so uncomfortable.
They're not designed for really
these
hot
extreme
weather,
temperatures.
No, we're designed for the cold days. We've got the carpets, thick walls, and insulation. Whereas with this, it's allowing you to keep that room and that area cooler. Remember, whatever room, conservatory, summer house, if you like, wherever.
Yeah. So many of you are going for the bundle now. Do check your baskets out and confirm those orders. Now, something else that Hayley and I were lucky enough to work with a couple of weeks ago is the iFlex.
Yeah.
And when we first saw it, we were like, what is this all about? But then we saw the versatility of it. This is brilliant for your phones, for your tablets.
Even for recipe books.
Yes,
and
recipe
things
book stand.
like that, or even your glasses by the bed and things. If you want to stand your phone and your glasses, you can actually angle it any which way really, and you get a larger and a smaller in the actual bundle. So versatile, so clever, and you need to see it really, because when you see the picture on the website, you'll think, what's that all about?
3 colours to choose from. Take a little look at this.
This is so clever.
It's brilliant. It's called the iFlex. If you're looking for a stand for your phone or your tablet, we've got a brilliant bundle for you, because in this bundle you get 1 large and 1 small. But what are they? Well, these are going to be so versatile for your phone. Whether you're on a plane, whether you're on a train, they're brilliant, aren't they?
Not just for your phone though. People use them as well for glue guns. You know, if you're crafting, use them for their glasses. It just allows you to make a stand suitable for whatever really you need it to be. It could be on a train and you're watching the movies, or you could be working on that train doing your emails and things for your tablet, but it could be at the gym, it could be on a plane and you're watching movies on the plane, because you can actually hook it on the seat in front. It's so clever.
Isn't it great? The hook system that you've got there, whether you are, as Hayley said, on a plane or a train, is going to be brilliant. It's for your tablet, it's for your phone. You could even put a book on there.
It's non-slip as well, which is fantastic. It's super strong. Yeah, you could be reading your book on your tablet.
Yes,
you could be out laying in the sun, and rather than trying to hold a book, you could have your book on that stand whilst you're tanning your back.
It is the iFlex, and it's completely flexible. You can adjust it.
And it's completely flat to take with you, so it'll go into a handbag, it'll go into a gym bag.
So for storage, it's brilliant.
For packing, it's fantastic.
But then angle it however you need to hold your phone, to hold your tablet. Absolutely brilliant, and so versatile. And in our bundle, you are going to get 2. You're going to get the smaller one that I've got there, and you're going to get the larger one.
And you've got a choice of colours as well. So you have got a navy, which I'm showing you. You've got the sky blue, and you've also got the black. But they're really easy to manoeuvre. So perhaps you're doing a recipe in the kitchen, and you think, oh, I could just stand the recipe book on there. Well, actually, I use my tablet for lots of my recipes. But then you could actually bend it, so you could have one each side, and then you could have on one side, you could actually have your tablet. On the other side, you could have your glasses.
Pop your glasses on there as well. And so many different uses. If you're a crafter, brilliant for your crafting, for balancing things. You can see for your tablet there, for your phone itself, and in so many different scenarios. Now, the bundle does get you two. You get the large and the small for £24.99. 712363 is the item number. Brilliant present for the future.
Birthdays coming up, Christmas coming up, wherever we are. Honestly, you have got the ideal gift for whether that be nephews and nieces, grandchildren, friends. It's just that really handy product that people go, really? And honestly, there you go. So you've got the phone on one side, glasses on the other. It could be a book, it could be your tablet, you could be reading, you could be working on your tablet, perhaps doing emails on the train, you could be on a plane, it could be hooked on the bus, you can hook it on the little stand in front if you're doing a long bus journey.
And you're going to love it. 712363, great gift. Maybe you want to keep one for yourself and give one as a gift. The easiest way to shop is always on the website, ShopOnTV.co.uk, or you can order on the phone, 03333 241 241. The fact
that's good.
Yeah, in the trolley.
On the trolley, that could be your little shopping list. My mum's got a notebook and she always loses it in the trolley as she's trying to do a shopping. You could actually hook that. I'm going to get one of these for mum.
The fact there's nothing that's going to break here as well. You know, you sometimes buy things and things break off the corner, break off the edge, but this is completely flexible and you can adjust it to whatever angle you want it at. So if you are sat watching your tablet, maybe you're scrolling through Shop on TV.
You could be FaceTiming.
Yes.
And how many times have you lent your phone or your tablet and you're FaceTiming and then you're talking to them and it falls over and they're now seeing the ceiling?
Do you know
so it'd be really good.
The other thing it'd be great for is taking pictures, put it on a timer, on your phone or on your tablet.
And that could be in my handbag when we're on our holidays, because we don't like to ask people to take photographs. No. And so then you're either taking a photo of just you or just your partner, whereas you could actually stand it up, couldn't you? And you'd be taking a great shot.
Super lightweight as well, so if you are travelling, and you will get the two different stands included, two different sizes.
So one's sort of an iPad size, one's a phone size, but do think about books and things like that. And if you are a crafter, use it for your glue gun and things like that you don't want to lay down. You can actually sort of stand. I'm going to try, I haven't tried it, but my hairdryer, I think I could probably angle it and put my hairdryer on there. So it's stood ready for you to grab it. But check out all the areas to use it. It's amazing. Mobile phones, tablets and so much more. Whether you're on the plane, whether you're on a train, you could be watching movies, you could be working, you could be at the gym. You can actually hook it here, there and anywhere. So you could be on a long bus journey and hook it on the chair in front. It could be in the kitchen, you want to do a recipe. It could be holding your recipe book or your tablet with the recipe on. When you want to keep your hands free when you're mixing the ingredients and things. So versatile.
And maybe you want to go for a couple of these. Well, they do come in 3 different colours. Maybe you want a colour for you, a colour for the kids. You've got 3 different options, remember. And you can use it just how you want to. It's such a versatile stand. And the fact you can angle it exactly where you need it on whatever surface, whether you're hooking it on, whether you're using it as a solo there, whether you want to bring it up at the back and have your glasses balanced on there. 712363 is your item number. 3 colours to choose from. You see in the navy there, next to that you've got that lovely sky blue in the middle, and we've also got it available in a black. It is a twin pack. You'll get the small and the large for £24.99.
It is fabulous, and don't forget, if you're spending over £30, so if you buy a couple of these, you'll get PayPal Pay in 3 on our website as well. So versatile, it's so easy, so lightweight, and I'm just thinking of other reasons and ways to use it.
We've only just been introduced to it, and when we first saw it we were like, but now we've seen all the different things you can do with it. Absolutely brilliant.
Could be by your bed, couldn't it, holding your phone through the night?
Yes.
And then your glasses, you could have your phone on one side and you could have your glasses on the other by the bedside table. Absolutely phenomenal, and as I say, great gift idea, so I would multi-order these. Check your baskets out, don't miss out. Brand new product for us and so many different ways to use it.
712363 is your item number. ShopOnTV.co.uk, or you can order on the phone, 03333 241 241. As a tablet holder, as a phone holder, if you're a crafter, there's so many uses, and everyone's got a phone, nearly everyone's got a tablet, so it'll be great for everybody.
But of course, use it for your books and other things as well. Honestly, it's so versatile. You'll be telling us the different ways you used it, but check your baskets out, don't miss out. We'll see you in a bit.
How great. great was
Here we
that?
are.
We were just saying, just so versatile. And that clip that you use it in so many different ways you wouldn't even think about, wouldn't you?
No.
Which is brilliant.
And
so put it in your basket, because if you're spending over £30, so if you're already getting one of our fans, or if you want to multi-order these, you can split the cost with PayPal.
Yeah, $24.99 gets you the large and the small, the mini version. So one for your tablet, one for your phone, one for you, one for a gift, however you want to do it. 712363, just choose which colour option you want to go for. Now we are going to move back to a cooling solution, but this next item is so much more than just cooling. Now it comes from Vibra. It's called the Halo.
I never thought we'd say Alan has got a halo, but he has right now.
The night he has.
A halo, not shining above him, shining by him.
Beside him.
This is a great looking piece, isn't it?
It's gorgeous.
I love
As
it from
is
the
Alan.
side. It looks
Thank you very much.
it looks like one of those old sort of spotlights.
Like
I
a
love it.
big
Yeah, it does.
movie spotlight.
Look at me, I lost a stone weight and you think I'm gorgeous.
Look at you, gorgeous.
Now this is now, okay, so what I want to make clear is I have said, and I stand by this 100%, if you want a fan, there is no better fan than the Boneco. But if you want more than a fan,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going to talk to you about this, because what this does, quite frankly, is amazing. Now let me talk you through first and foremostly. So we can see, first of all, it looks gorgeous. It's the only thing that Ellie's my wife, long suffering, is that we got one of these sent to me to have a look first by Chris and Tony at Vibra, who are just crazy about cooling air and doing things and having clean air. And when I set this up, Ellie actually said, "That's beautiful." And she wanted to keep it. It's the only one. She said, "Oh, really want to keep that? It has to go." And I said, "It has to go back." She said, "No, I wanted to keep it." First of all, wood effect legs on this tripod, so it kind of looks kind of like old kind of fashioned.
Bit retro, isn't it?
Retro looking. These are metal, by the way. These are not light wood. These are metal with wood effect. These are really heavy. Don't think this is a light machine. As we come up along here then, we can see the reason it's called Halo is this here, because this first and foremostly is a bladeless fan, okay? So what it means is that if I just turn this slightly to the side, you will see that the air, unlike in the Boneco, is sucked in through this area just here. But what happens inside to the air before it's forced out of this bladeless fan is great. So first and foremostly, I want to take the back off of it, okay? And I want to take out this huge HEPA 13 filter. Now, HEPA 13 is one of the latest HEPA filters. It will stop microorganisms down to the tiniest little micron. And what you're talking about is something that could be 100 times thinner than a human hair. But if we look at that here, HEPA 13, it is corrugated folded, so you get more surface area to be able to clean the air as it's been drawn through. That's your first line of defense, okay? So as the air comes in and does that, and then this is where, because we're all aware of HEPA filtration, we all know what it is, but this is where this gets clever. We have something in here, by the way, 9 fan speeds, okay, on this as well. We have something in here that is UV sterilization and plasma sterilization of the air. So here's what happens. As it comes through, so we all know about UV and what it does to bacteria and stuff like that. So as it goes through, there's a UV light that will get rid of bacteria in there as well. But then there's also plasma waves. So what happens is, as the air then is pushed out the front of this, it's also been fired out with plasma waves. Now, what used to happen, and sorry if this is a little bit technical this time of night, but you've often hear of people saying, you know, positive and negative ions.
Yes.
And some air purifiers will fire those out. And what they do is, they come along and they grab hold of a bacteria or a virus that's in the air, airborne, so it's in the air, and then that will attract others to it until the group of bacteria or viruses gets too heavy and it will fall. But it doesn't kill it. But what the plasma waves do is not only are we cleaning the air as it comes through, but it's firing those out. So the air that's out there, the plasma waves will attach to viruses and bacteria and neutralizes them, renders them useless.
Gosh.
So it's cleaning the air all of the time. And it's not only cleaning what's going through, but it's cleaning what's out there too.
So the atmospheric air.
is much better. Wow. It's much cleaner. Now, we always say, people say, well, why do I want an air purifier? Well, I think we should have, and this is perfect if you want an air purifier and a fan, because it's a great fan. It's a great fan. But what we have with this is we have something that looks beautiful, okay? Now, I have this on A at the moment on automatic. And the way I can do that is, first and foremostly, I have got all of the controls on here. Touch screen, power off, and then power back on again. And you can see all of those lights. Hopefully you can see them. Yeah, you can see them. Brilliant. Now you can see we have a green halo light just here, which is telling me that the quality of the air currently, I have it on automatic, I'll explain that in a moment, is good air. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my aftershave, it's the only thing I could find. And I'm going to spritz this around here, right? This is now why people run away from me with my aftershave. So what it's going, oh, it's lovely. So what it's going to do now is it's constantly as it's taking the air and monitoring the air. And as it does that, it will find there's volatile organic compounds or pollutants in the air. And if, and I say if, it deems that it's dirty air, it will automatically turn up the fan speed and it will automatically change the color of that. Now clearly it feels it doesn't need to do that at the moment because it's able to cope with it. But if you had copious amounts of dust and everything like that coming around from that, it will change that and tell you the quality of your air just here. Now I want to show you on the app what we can use, and I'll just show you this. I'll bring it into the picture just like that. So everything that you use on the bladeless fan here from Vibra, we can control from here. So I can indeed control the speed. If I get, let me just get this. So I can go into heavy, which turns it up to full speed. I can put it on fresh, or I can, which is basically just the way the air is being pushed out of it. I can go into sleep mode, which will turn the fan down and also turn the lights off. Again, I can have UV protection, plasma protection, and then I can have the oscillation as well just here. So I can make the fan oscillate through the app. But don't worry, if you don't like apps so much and you think I don't want all of that, we can do it here anyway, on the remote control or on the machine. So if I now want this to oscillate, I can have it oscillate in 30 degrees. Now this is where we were talking earlier about those fans that go from side to side and how sometimes they go over to the other side of the room and they get stuck over there for ages. Right. So I can adjust this to give me a 30-degree range. So like that.
Okay.
Okay.
So just in the area you want.
You want. Great. So let's say you have this where I had it when I had it for a short while is under the TV or beside the TV. Ellie and I on the couch, we just had it at 30 degrees. Now if we had another chair over there, somebody else sat there, I can change that 30 degrees to 60 degrees.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, so it's just changed to 60. Okay, I'm going to turn this fan up and I'm going to turn it down a little bit. So now it's getting a wider angle of 60 degrees. Now watch this just here as it comes back, because now I'm going to change it to 90 degrees or indeed 120 degrees. So I can adjust this swing on this that I want. So I can get as many people or as few people covered as I want.
That's great,
clever.
So really clever. And of course, right, what we can do is we can angle this up.
Okay.
Or we can angle this down.
Wow.
Okay. Now I want to show you another thing that they did here as well with this, because the guys, Chris and Tony, I love mentioning them because they're just terrific people, is I'm going to turn off the oscillation. Because if you look inside here, what we have is we have a little light ring, and I can turn that on by doing this. So there is 1.
Oh, that's cool.
2, 3, and 4. So giving us that light, this
That's like a really
light.
nice sort of atmospheric light for when you're watching
light,
a movie. You don't want all the lights on.
Beautiful.
That's fabulous.
Dinner with candles and that in the background.
Just to show you, if I push this forward like that, you can see.
How
just
cool
look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
So this is a fan with 9 different speeds.
Yeah.
It's an air purifier with technology I've never even heard about.
HEPA 13, and then you've got the UV rays, and then the plasma to clean what's out in your air as well.
And I'm thinking, perhaps if someone smokes in a home, is it going to help with the air that's
Oh my goodness, you've no idea how good it is.
And pet smells.
Pet smells, all of those things. But now also pollen, exactly what I was going to say, because now what we have is we have the weather coming in for allergies, or the weather here already for allergies, because allergies can be all year round as well. So what you can do with this is you can just use this as a purifier. You can turn this down, Put it on automatic if you want, and allow it just to be a purifier, bringing in the air and cleaning it. But also, of course, what you can do is you can use it as a fan as well, bladeless fan. Now, we know there's a famous one out there doing a bladeless fan at the moment that is many, many hundreds of pounds. This, for that price, is a steal. App control, it's a free app. You don't have any in-app purchases.
It's not just a fan.
But it's not just a fan.
And I love the fact as well, you don't have to use it with the app if you haven't got a smartphone. You can just use the remote control or the touch screen control as well.
It looks
but I know
so
you
good.
with the app would be laid in bed. Changing this, that. Lights on, lights off.
Making the air clean, my darling.
Absolutely. You're singing into your hairbrush like you're in some sort of show. Really cleverly designed. But look how great it looks as well.
Stunning.
Sometimes fans, air purifiers can be quite ugly, can't they?
Well, a lot of the time, ones that we've sold in the past, we were like, oh, you can put it out the way.
Yeah, you took it away. It's not
so
nice
stylish.
to look at.
The first time we did this, Alan, you weren't available. I think you were out at a party somewhere.
Imagine
I
that.
believe.
Do I go to parties?
Imagine that. Wow. But you did call me and you were like, oh my goodness, you need to know this, you need to know this, you need to know this.
That's right, yes, I remember that now. Yeah, I
there
did.
was so much to talk about.
And then when we actually physically saw it, we're like, oh my word.
Just look at the style.
Now, price-wise, of course, you can split that cost with PayPal, pay in 3 as well. But remember, not just a fan with 9 different levels, it is an air purifier as well. And look into what air purifiers can do, how it can work and help with mold, bacteria, viruses, pollutants, and pollen, cigarette smoke, pet smells, all of those
that
things.
HEPA 13 filtration, plasma ionization, and pop all these into the search engine, the benefits that you can get. UV sterilization as well. Gorgeous looking, but so practical.
And I think we are very conscious now of what we breathe in. We went through that time, didn't we, where we wore masks, so we're very conscious of breathing things in. So this is allowing you to sort of help to purify that air that's in your home, which is fantastic.
But also remember as well is that when you think about us when we breathe, how do we clean the air? Well, first of all, the nose hair stops bigger things. Okay. The plasma, the HEPA 13 is doing that. Then we have kind of a mucus at the back of our nose, it's kind of damp and stuff that catches stuff, and then our lungs then also clean air. But when we were designed, or whatever, we were back in the day, there weren't the pollutants that there are today.
So true.
So back then, even go back 100 years, there wasn't the car pollutants, there wasn't as much pollen pollutants, perhaps, maybe there's more, I don't know, but you didn't have all of these volatile organic compounds. You didn't have industry as well out there that's putting all of these things out into the air. But now we have. So, and there's a really good study, and actually, depending where you read it, you can get different figures on this. But I'm safe to tell you, right, that indoor air can be 10 times more polluted than outdoors. Sometimes you read 15, 20, some people say, but 10 times, it can be up to 10 times more polluted than the outdoor air. And the reason for that is outdoor air, there's wind blowing and all of that. You've got moving all the time. Indoors, you come in, you open the door, pollen comes in, dirt comes in, smoke comes in, whatever. You close all of the doors and it's inside. We're not cleaning it.
Doesn't move as much.
Sneezes, coughs, all of those things.
Yes.
This is taking care of it all of the time.
And it does that automatically, like you were saying, Alan, as soon as it senses any impurities in the air.
If you put it onto the automatic mode.
Okay.
Okay. But what it's doing is, but even if I have it on any speed that I want, every bit of air that's coming through here is being cleaned.
Being filtered and cleaned.
But what it will do in the automatic mode is it will figure out what's going on in the air, and it will turn itself up and down.
So it knows if it needs to work harder.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't have one of these, as I said. Ellie wishes that we had, but I promise you this, I do have air purifiers in the house. I have one in my bedroom and we have one downstairs. And I really am a big advocate of cleaning the air that we breathe for many, many different reasons, okay? Number one is I do suffer from allergies, and you've known me when I've been literally, I can't, and my eyes, my head, everything out. And this really, having an air purifier helps massively for it. But the fact that this goes on then with the plasma ionization, and that's why I mentioned the word ionizer, positive ions, catching and making other ones they can falling, this actually neutralizes bacteria and viruses. So it really is massively clever. This really is a step ahead. But all the time, instead of like my air purifier that's doing all of that, okay, without the plasma, it's just letting the air back out. This is using that air, concentrating it, and using it as a fan as well. So it's giving you that added benefit. And it looks beautiful. And that touch screen is just fantastic as well. Look at it, it's gorgeous.
And it comes with the remote control if you want to operate it remotely, or you can put the app on your phone.
I love the fact it's got the lights as well. Can you turn it to the side so we can see it from the side? Because I love the visual look.
It's great
when it's on an angle. It's absolutely fabulous, really is.
The design's
brilliant.
fab, isn't it?
It looks like one of those old sort of
spotlights from the 50s on the movie premieres.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Love it.
And you'll see as I come around, you can see off, it's level 1, 2, 3, and 4.
And you can actually make that move as well, it'll oscillate, won't
Yeah,
it?
we can do the oscillation. We can make it oscillate as well.
No?
I know, yeah, it's great, isn't it? But we can go into settings and stuff like that, oscillate. We can have it on the app. Now, there you go, I've just made it do that. I have a countdown timer on this as well if I want.
And you can vary how far it goes, so if you just want it on
30,
you and your
60,
partner.
90, 120
I like
degrees.
that.
That's really clever, isn't it?
If I show you, there's a timer on this, so I can set this to oscillate for an hour, 2 hours, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Great.
So I can actually have that on that as well, on the oscillation. Yeah, so we have all that in the light mode. Again, just to show you from the app, I can do that. It's on number 4 now. I can bring it down to number 1, and you can see that adjusting. And again, I can put a countdown timer on that too on the app. So if at night time I want to have the ambient light on, I can say in 1 hour time, I want that light to go off, and it will do that.
Right.
So it's just super clever. It really is, and it has so many features. And the app actually offers you more features to be able to do all of that stuff with timers.
Amazing technology that you're getting there. $254.99 should be almost £300 down to $254.99, and with PayPal paying 3, $86.65 on your first of 3 payments. 919744 is your item number. We've got to get back to Bonaco.
We knew that you would absolutely love this range and you'd love this bundle. I would say this is one of the best deals that Bonaco have put together. It's a really clever way of, it's not a fan, I don't like to call it a fan, it's actually an air shower. You have got the larger model, so you've got the F230, but it will go to 3 different heights, 2 other heights, so 3 heights in total. So it could be smaller if you want it on a table, or perhaps you want to put it by a chair. But can you see how it's holding those balloons? What it actually does is it causes a vortex of air. It's not like a fan that just wafts past you, or just you have to direct it at you. You direct it to the ceiling. Look how much air it takes in.
It's a massive amount, and that's to do with the shaping at the back of the actual base of the fan. It draws in that air, and then it hits, we say, aim it towards the ceiling. It hits the ceiling, and then it showers down over the room.
The whole of the room, wasn't it? So wherever you're sat in that room, everybody in that room is at a better temperature.
It's about moving the air around.
Absolutely.
Isn't it?
It is. It's quite incredible because it's not an air conditioner, but because it takes the cooler air from the bottom, because of how it moves the air, it's like that breeze, and you've got that really comfortable cooler air in your bedroom, in the conservatory. Whether you're sat on the chairs, everyone on the sofa's cool. The dog on the actual mat, cool. The dining room table, the kids are playing a game, they're cool. The whole room, rather than one fan just giving you a bit of a waft every now and again. And they're on right now in the studio. They're not really silent, but they're so quiet.
Really
we
quiet.
sleep with ours on every single night. And I actually find it a really calming noise. I sleep better if
with that,
the fan's on,
like
not only for the coolness,
a quiet
but for
hum in the background, isn't it?
The
Really quiet
sound.
hum. The bundle we've got for you is the F230, as we say, 3 different levels you can use it on. $159.99, normally just shy of £200. But as a complimentary gift, as a real bonus today, is you get the personal fan included in the bundle. They're normally $31.99, it's down to $24.99. We've got it in a power pack.
Which is a great idea if you're camping
But
and things like that.
USB will go into your USB plugs, it'll go into your computer. Doesn't come with a power pack included.
So that's what you get, and that could go in your computer. That could be on a train, on your desk at work. Perhaps they don't put the air conditioning on, you're so hot at work. Could be on a plane. Could be in the car, perhaps the kids at the back of the car. A lot of cars have got these, where you can plug them in. Hotel, a lot of the actual plug sockets now
have them in the socket,
USB charger, don't they? So you just plug it straight in.
So that's part of the bundle. That's your bonus. As I say, you can buy it on its own. It's available on the website if you want to go for it.
A lot of those have gone on the website.
They have actually.
So if you are going for individually, should be £31.
It's a nice
$24.99. And I think lots of you actually putting it in with the bundle, because then you can split the cost then over those 3 payments with PayPal Pay in 3. You need to spend over £30 to get PayPal. So if you're buying the bundle and popping this in, or buying a couple of these, perhaps you've got a couple of people that you know this will be a great gift for because they really struggle with the heat.
Yeah, so if you want to go for it, we're going to talk to Alan about the technology because, and I think we should talk about how you first got involved in this because we've worked together for a number of years, but Alan was at this certain channel working alongside us and he saw these fans come into the building.
It was funny because, look, let me put this straight to you, right? If I could have an air conditioning unit on, I would, but they're ferociously expensive to run, and you have to decide when you run them. The exhaust tube out there. And Ellie, she got her father's jeans that she doesn't like, not his actual jeans. She doesn't like spending money when it's not necessary. She doesn't see the point in using something that's however many. So. I had an air conditioning unit and she came in one day and said, "You're not using that again. Did you see the electricity bill?" And I was like, maybe. This is absolutely true story. So anyway, literally a day or two later, I went in to the studio and it was about 6:30 in the morning, right? And I saw this fan and I went, "Wow, that's nice." And Nipper, remember our friend Nipper?
Yes, yeah.
So Nipper came in, I said, "Nipper," I said, "what's that?" And he went, "Oh," I said, "Benego." He said, "It's brilliant." And he's the floor manager. And he came over and he said, "Yeah, it does this and it brings it in the air and it brings it and it brings it out."
He was selling it.
Because he'd seen it and I went, "All right, fair enough." And he showed me that and I promise you this is exact. I bought the 230 and the 120 immediately. Okay. And then about a week or two later, after having it, I was just in love.
You were the one who raved to me about it.
Yeah.
I remember.
And I came in and this guy, I didn't know he was Chris Mott, who brings them in to the country, was there setting up. And I went over and said, "Excuse me." And he went, "Yeah?" And I said, "Are you the guy who brings them in?" And you know me, I'm quite, hey. And I think he got a bit of a shock. I went, "Oh man, listen." I said, "Thank you very much indeed." I said, "We had it, and now I'm sleeping better, and I'm doing this, and I love the way it showers." And I said to him, and he went, "You've just sold that to me better than I could sell it." He said, "There's a show they want me to do next week," he said, "and I can't do the show." He said, "Would you just do that show for me?" And I went, "Absolutely no problem."
Brilliant.
And I was supposed to stand in for one single show for Chris Mott, and Chris hasn't done any since. Well, he might have done the odd one or two. I have become the brand ambassador for these because I love them. I have made tutorial videos for Beneco in Switzerland as well for this.
Brilliant.
Because I love it so much.
You're so passionate about it, Alan.
Love it. There's no fan like it.
Well, it's made a difference to how you sleep. It's made a difference to the fact that you really are uncomfortable when it's really, really hot. And I think lots of us are like that. And it can be unbearable trying to sleep or watching the TV or cooking and having the oven and everything on. Or perhaps the conservatory. You love looking out in the garden, but it's just too hot when the weather's really
And we were
warm.
just talking about the weather over the next, well, we looked at a 10-day forecast.
It's meant to be nice, isn't
and down here in London, where we are at the minute, they were saying the temperatures not really dropping below 20 degrees over the next 10 days. Even if it's not sunny.
Well, they're saying.
Wow.
You said, yeah?
27 degrees today, 29 Friday, 24, 22, 22, 22, 23, 23, 23, 20. Wowzers.
Yeah.
And sometimes, even if it's cloudy, you've still got that clammy.
Sometimes it's worse when it's like that, really heavy.
Yeah, but you know why it is? Because that hot air is nowhere to go because it's been trapped by the clouds.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening. So it's right in there. And having a fan like this is just, and I don't care what people say. I don't care what you have.
So how does it work? Why is it different?
Right.
I don't like to call it a fan because it's so different to a regular fan.
It is, and you can genuinely tell by me. I know I'm an enthusiastic sort of fella anyway, right? But this, I just light up talking about these because it's so amazing. So I want you to think about a regular fan, okay? One of those ones that goes from left to right, clickety-clack. We all know the ones. It's all we knew. On the pedestal, and you tap off of it, and it goes like that, and it's really flimsy, and it's really light.
Yeah.
And it has that cage around it. Well, that's what's inside that. That's a fan blade. It might be bigger, but this is the shape of it, okay? If you just look at that there. Now, you might say, that looks fine, Alan, but watch this. Look at it, turn it to the side.
It's really flat.
What's this doing? It's chopping air more than anything else. Now, if you think to yourself that even when it's shaped like that, it's still, when it goes past you, you can still feel it. Well, if that flat blade, I always think of Mrs. Doubtfire's face when it falls out and the truck runs over again. I don't know why. Right? But if you think something flat like that can move that much air, now think what's something like this can do.
Wow.
So this is the blade that's in the Bonaco.
This is the blade that's in the Bonaco.
That is so different. That's more like the shape of a propeller on a boat.
Absolutely. I'm just trying to move out of the way so you can see that better with the. There you go. Look at that. Now you're absolutely right in saying that. And folks, basically, what it does is what a propeller of a boat does. And I tell you what, a story that comes to my head, right, is that when I used to work for the for Sealink, it was back then, the ferry between Rosslare and Fishguard, we went to dry dock with it once. Now that big boat that carried 1,500 people and 400 or 500 cars, and they brought it to dry dock, and it was in, and then they took the water out, and it was up, and I went, is that the size of the propeller?
Yeah.
They're so small.
I was the same. I was in a dry dock on a cruise ship, a massive cruise ship.
Yeah.
And the same. I was like, how does that power that?
Yeah.
It's because of the efficiency of what it does.
Yeah.
It pulls in water and pushes it. And that's why this doesn't shred and just break up, and the arm that it's on doesn't snap. Because it's equal pulling and pushing, right? So this has very little pressure on it. So it's so good the way it's been designed. So Bonaco took from that and they said, well, if we can do and slightly change that to make air move, well, that's going to be better for everybody. And they did, and they designed this, okay? And this is what's inside here. Now, the real fascinating thing comes in just a second. So that's sitting in there. It's above this vent here and the same vent on the other side, and it's above this vent here at the bottom. But it is below the front of the Bonaco itself where the air comes out. But here comes the magic part, okay, because I have a few little things to show you, okay? Let me find my an animator here. I can never say that word. I said it earlier on. Anemometer. Anemometer!
Yay!
Anemometer. I've got it.
We were like that. How do we help
Anemometer.
you? Anemometer.
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 Right? So
everyone
what
at
I'm
home?
going to do is
Anemometer.
Anemometer. Now, remember what you do is you can, of course, point this directly at yourselves, but there's a lot of air coming out of here, okay? So what we do is we aim this to the ceiling. So what's happening here is it's pulling in air. Remember that blade I told you about? Sucking in air from here, sucking it in the side, just like this, firing that air up to the ceiling, and then it's hitting the ceiling. Now, where is it taking the air from? Well, it's taking it from down below, okay? We all know that cold air is down, the cooler air is at the bottom, warm air rises. So what we're doing is we're drawing in that cooler air and firing it up, disturbing that warmer air up higher, forcing that around the room, moving that air, thus cooling it, and drawing it back in and making a constant cycle. 1,260 meters cubed of air every single hour, okay? I don't know how much that is. It's a lot. It's a lot. But that's what it's doing. But the brilliant way that they've done this is this. Now, by the way, this is on speed number 4 at the minute. Have a little listen, or not. Actually, I can hear David squeaking down there with his shoes. More,
you could.
We could hear. I think the microphone's even picked up the little squeaks.
It's very busy.
Way over there. This is a huge thing. He's putting some stuff back in the boxes. That
Leslie, our producer, just says, does it sound like the kettle boiling? So much quieter.
No, honestly, it's so quiet. It's not silent, but it's so quiet.
Yeah.
We sleep with it on every single night. Anything
like
wakes
really
me up.
Quiet
Absolutely. A regular fan, have to turn it off because it sounds like a plane's landing.
Yeah.
This is so, I find it a relaxing sound. It sounds silly, but I sleep better with that very sort of gentle
It's
sound.
like a gentle hum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me just ask you something. I'm sure you experienced that, but we were talking about it. Okay, so now we can still feel a cooling air.
Yep.
Our ceilings are about 20 foot tall, and then it goes on forever and goes.
Yeah.
So we're not feeling the effect of the air coming down, okay, because it's not a regular room. But now you can still feel cooling air because it's drawing in air here.
Yeah.
But now, ready for this? Okay, watch. When it hits that back wall, there it is. I can feel it coming right back at me, and it's bouncing back around, and I can feel, wow, that's just cooled me right down.
Yeah.
It's great.
What a difference.
Now, here's what we're
I
doing.
can even feel it over here.
Yeah, you can't you?
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
And that's what it does. So I was meant to say to you earlier as well, okay, that why does this tilt if we say aim this to the ceiling? Well, number one, if you want to have this over in the corner, the side of a room or the back of a room, and your couch is over there, you would simply aim that like a snooker ball.
Right.
When you play snooker, right.
Bounces down that way.
That's a great description.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
it bounces and
The
angles.
angles, yeah.
Perfect.
But now, people say, why does it go to the ground? Well, actually, here's a great thing. If you have pets, okay, Jack and Zoe got a new their little doggy. They're the cutest little thing. Jet, his name is beautiful. And I get my little kitty cat coming next week. Gotta show you, folks. Gotta show you my little kitty cat.
Hope they get
cutest thing. Well, that's they're moving down to Dorset, so it'll be fine. But what people were doing, and what people do, is if they've got a room where the pets are and it's really hot, they will leave this on. Well, I tell you how much it costs to run this, next to nothing, so you can leave it on. Aiming it down, so this part of the room is still, you know, has the regular air, but this here is down and it's putting a blanket of air, cool air.
Right.
So if the pets want to go into it for a bit of cooling, they can, and then come back around.
Nice.
And that's what
They
people
look for try and find a cooler spot,
cool
don't
spot,
they?
yeah.
Our dogs
always.
do. They try and find a cooler spot to sit.
Oh yeah, I've got to show you. Paul, I've got to show you this picture. Can you get that? That's the little kitty cat again. It's Buddy. His name is Buddy.
It's Alan's new cat.
This is when you get it next week. I can't wait.
Get ready for a cute alert.
How cute is Buddy? Isn't he the cutest?
Very cute.
I've already bought
cute.
loads of stuff for him. Isn't he just gorgeous?
What are you calling him?
Buddy.
Buddy.
Do you know why? It's after my coolest brother-in-law I have. He's brilliant, David O'Reilly. I love him. His name is Buddy. We call him Buddy. But also I keep on going, hello, my little buddy. Hello, buddy. That's what I want to do. Little buddy. I'm so excited about it. Really, I'm 52 years of age and acting can take
That's great.
Again, it's good, but I love it, and I'm just going to cherish him. So anyhow, so I want to say to you about that air being brought in. So I have my anemometer, right? So I want to show you. I'm going to put this into. So what does this
do for anyone that doesn't know what one of those is?
So this measures wind speed.
Right.
Okay. So this measures. You can see there's a little fan in here. As I blow, it turns and measures the speed and tells me on a digital readout just here. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this to the back of this. It's on speed 4, and show you the speed at which it's pulling air in the back. Okay. 7.6 kilometers an hour. Now, just to show you, if I move that away, it will slow down, just so there's no trickery. But at the point there, it's drawing in air at 7.8.9 kilometers per hour. It's drawing it in. All of this surface just here, barring that middle bit. Now, also what they've done is they've put 2 of these little vents here, one at each side. And in case you think they're just to be pretty, they're drawing air in at 7 kilometers an hour, over 7 kilometers, 7.3 kilometers an hour been drawn in. So now we have all of this here, which is concave, and all of this here drawing in air. And then that air is fired out the front with that beautiful fan blade I showed you earlier. But they have thickened the walls here, okay, so the actual area for the air to come out is reduced further. And what it does is it sends the air out, look at this.
Wow.
At over 16
that's the speed it's pushing
kilometers an hour. That's how fast the air is.
So what would that be miles per hour for me, the old?
I would tell you 10, because 8 is 5, so it'd be 16. But let's change that. There you go.
There you go, you're right.
10.3, 10.2 miles per hour of air coming out. Now,
and when we see that clip that we've been watching, how it draws the air and pushes it out, it's a real visual onto how the power of the air
creates like a vortex, doesn't it? So it creates like a vortex that when it actually hits the ceiling, like Alan says, you aim it at the ceiling. What it actually then does, hits the ceiling and it showers the whole of the room. I mean, you see the power there. It's quite incredible.
Now, David's our floor manager tonight. He's halfway across the studio floor. He's like, oh, I can feel it right over there. Yeah, he's like loving it.
Yeah, you can. Because it's pushing it out in a straight line, in a vortex, a tunnel of air. It's just, honestly, look, folks, you know what I'm saying when I say this. There is no fan like Beneco.
There's no fan that's going to keep everybody in that room cool. They might have a bit of flash of cooler air for a moment, but then it'll clunk on one side and it'll eventually come back. Everybody on the sofa, they've got the benefit of the Beneco. The dog and the cat on the floor, benefit of the Beneco. The kids on the dining room table playing a game got the benefit of this cooling shower. And it is a cooling shower. It's not air conditioning, but because it creates that power with the cooler air from the base, it feels like that cooler shower.
It's honestly, when you get this home and you experience it, you'll be like Alan, you'll be like me and Hayley. It is really unusual. It's so much more than a fan. Now, so many of you have got them in baskets right now. My word, just hearing how many of you.
Now, remember, it will alter to 3 different heights as well. So whether you want it in the conservatory, whether you want it in the bedroom, it is super quiet. It's not silent, but honestly, it's so quiet. It won't keep you awake through the night. This is how it causes that vortex. So those balloons are holding where they are because of how the air is circulating, and then that air hits the ceiling and showers everybody in the conservatory, in the summer house, in your caravan. Honestly, it is incredible. So there you go. Not just you on the sofa with the fan hitting you, you're feeling cooler. Everybody in that room feeling cooler. Aim it up the stairs.
Yeah, you want to use it to cool the upstairs down. Just put it at the bottom of the stairs.
Because heat rises, so it's like an oven when you go upstairs.
Have it by a window. It'll draw the air in from outside as well.
And if you don't like opening your window, we have to sleep in the day now.
Yeah.
So we always used to have an open window and always slept with an open window. And I've always said I can't sleep unless the window's open. But we can't now, because if you open the window, you've got that noise all the time, and the bin men come in, someone's slamming a car door, because everybody else is getting on with their day. We're going to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, so we keep the window shut. And I wouldn't sleep if we didn't have the Bonecco on, because it again moves
the air around, so you're not overheating. It really is spectacular. We couldn't rave about it more. Alan, when he first saw it, was straight in there, and then it was like that story. It was, I loved it so much I bought the company. It was that kind of moment for you.
Exactly that. And anybody at home, Alan, that's thinking, oh really? So you have this on all night, that must cost an absolute fortune. It's completely the opposite, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So you know, I have my phone here so I can do things and show you the dynamic. So a message just came in from Pogo Patterson up in Scotland. He's up in Lockerbie. So hello Pogo, how's it going, buddy? Say hello to him.
Hi, Paul.
We're not in view.
Pogo.
Pogo.
Hey, Pogo.
Hi, Pogo. Sorry, I changed your name.
Hey, Pogo. I love hearing your voice anyway. Pogo's watching. He's brilliant. I've been... Pogo basically used to watch me on a channel going back about 20 years ago. It was a live kind of bingo type thing years ago, and then he asked me would I go up and do this stars in their eyes competition, and it's massive up in Lockerbie to raise money. He asked me would I be one of the judges, so I went up and spent the weekend up there, and he was so cool. It was brilliant meeting all the guys. So running costs, okay. So I'm going to give you the average person who goes to work maybe or whatever comes in uses 8 hours a day. Let's say 8 hours a day.
So through the night. Through the night, right?
Or while you're watching TV. I have this here. Now, what I've done is I've actually upped it a little bit because this uses 33 watts of power on full power.
Okay.
So it's really, really energy frugal. So what I've done here is I put it here so we can keep the fan in as well. I put into this here power consumption is 35 watts of power.
So that's actually more than
it's a little bit more. Now energy price I put in 25 pence. That is the average. I just checked it before the show. Average price per kilowatt is 25
so
pence.
It might be a little bit more with you, a little bit less, but that's the average countrywide. Yeah.
Usage for 8 hours a day. That's how much you're using, 0.28 of a kilowatt. So you will be using 49 pence of electricity a week.
No way.
49 pence a week. To run that for 8 hours. Let's just think of the value of that. 49 pence a week to keep you cool.
So you wouldn't think twice about turning that on?
So if you wanted it, if you use it 16 hours a day for a month or for a week, it's less than a quid.
Yeah.
Less than a quid.
And it could actually make your everyday so much better.
Yeah.
Because if you do struggle with the heat, which is why you're here and why you originally bought yours, you really struggle with that heat. If it's stopping you sleeping, if it just gets you so hot, makes my brother ill. Yeah. He can't bear it. He's red and sweating. There's nothing
Sweat on your neck at night time when I'm asleep.
He can't bear it. Makes it miserable.
When I absolutely love it at home is if we're sat watching TV and it's so hot, and you sat there and you hold, sweaty neck. Oh, nobody wants that. But with this...
No one wants to be sat next to
No, I know, bless you. You're a martyr to the cause. But
That's why we got one of these.
When you aim it to the ceiling, you just don't get that overheating.
And I love it because I love that shower of that really comfortable air, whereas I'm not great. With air conditioning, I get too cold.
Yeah.
And with a direct, and again, I've got goosebumps then. Whereas with this, because it showers it just with a really comfortable, cooler air, it's brilliant.
But if you have direct wind on you too, okay, direct air being blown at you, it can dry out your nose, it can make your nose itchy, it can dry out your eyes, it can dry out your throat. So this here, because it's that breeze going on, and I know that I said
like
to
that
you,
breeze.
Yeah, like even though we said it's coming out of the front of the air at about 17 kilometers an hour, 16, 17 kilometers an hour at the front. So what's happening then there is that if you had that directly on you, it would be quite uncomfortable. But that's why we aim it to the ceiling or to a wall, off the back of a wall, whichever it is that you want.
So everybody benefits.
So it comes up and then comes back down as a shower, just moving, forcing the air to move.
So in that situation, everybody, I know I keep saying this, but I want you to understand, everybody on that sofa is cool. Every dog or cat that's laid on the mat is cool. You know, they're benefiting from the Boneco. Everybody that was sat at the dining room table, they've got that cooler shower of air. And this is a great idea, actually shooting it up the stairs.
Yeah, to cool the upstairs because heat rises,
yeah,
doesn't it?
so like walking into an oven or getting off a plane when you go upstairs.
Yes,
it's so
that's
hot.
a great description. So if you want to cool up the rooms upstairs, or you can have it by a window and draw the cooler air in from outside. Remember, it's about that vortex of air. It's the amount of air, Alan, that this draws in. That's another reason it's so powerful.
1,260 meters cubed per hour of air it will move. It's a vast amount, that is. I'm actually going to do the calculation in a little bit. I'll just get it on the thing. But that's a huge amount of air using just 33 watts of power. That's all it's using. By the way, it weighs about 8.9 kilograms, so it is heavy. It's not.
It's sturdy.
It's a sturdy unit.
So well made. It's
These are metal
design. It's stunning, I think.
It is. It's a beautiful looking machine.
And then we can alter the height of it as well.
You can absolutely there. So now there's no cable shown on that one, folks. It's not battery powered. It does have a cable. It's just not shown in this animation just there, okay? But it does have a cable.
Right, so you do plug it in.
You do plug it in, which is down on the floor part of it, so that's fine. But it just looks great in any room. And it's the fan, because genuinely, the ones that I'm using in my house, I've had for 4 years. That is an ugly wall.
That person's not watching.
It's
we
a
might
designer
like a nice
wall.
Minimalistic cave-type front room.
Absolutely, and some people would love that.
I think we've got that coffee table in the studio.
It's perhaps a man cave.
Yeah.
I think we have got that coffee table. Now, this is your complimentary gift. This is fantastic. So, at a desk, you've got your own personal fan, haven't you?
Yeah.
You could be on a train, you could be on a plane, you could be in a tent, camping.
Yeah, brilliant, because it's on the go. It can run off a power bank, can't it?
You can either plug it into your laptop, or a power bank is brilliant, because that could be in the back of the car with the kids if they're too hot, in the back of the car.
Now that is available to buy on its own. It's normally $31.99. It's reduced to $24.99, but we're including it with your F230
we'll show you
as a
the real
complimentary
size
gift.
of that as well. It looks bigger on there.
It does.
It's very compact and really good for travel and things. So 549563 is your item number. It should be £200. £159.99 is your price. We have this fan, and hand on heart, we paid £299.99, and I would pay it again and again.
Definitely.
Because we sleep better. My producer and my director are saying exactly the same. I sleep better at night because you haven't got that horrible clammy air, and though it's virtually silent.
Yeah,
there is a sound.
Did you hear that we had an email from Susie? Hi, Susie. Lovely to hear from you.
Calming
Susie
sound.
said, how did she describe it? She said it sounds like the sea.
Oh, that's a really good
sends her off
description.
to sleep.
I find it really calming. I actually sleep better because it has got that soothing sound.
Soothing sounds from Susie.
I sleep better because the room's cooler, but also I miss that gentle.
Just that
sort of,
gentle
it is
hum.
a bit like the yes.
Yeah. Now,
We all live by the seaside.
He's giggling away over here. I don't know
What's happened now? Who's messaged
I think we might have to take your phone off you.
No, I've just done a calculation here, right? So
this is the small. This is your complimentary.
The little one that comes with it, right? If you plug that into your power outlet in the wall,
in your mains,
and you leave it on for 24 hours a day for a month.
Okay.
41 pence.
No way. So that could be
2.25
in the
kilowatts
office,
of power.
by your bed, in a hotel. A lot of hotels have the plugs now where you can just plug that. That's what you'll get. So you'll have a plug that you can plug it into. You can plug it into a power bank. You could plug that into your laptop. But a lot of plugs now have that in the actual plug socket, don't they?
Now, do talk us through this, Al, because...
Yeah, of course I will. So that's incredible. Isn't it? 24 hours a day for a month, 40p.
Brilliant.
That's crazy, isn't it?
And the details on the screen now are for this on its own. Lots of you buying this individually as well.
Yeah.
Great gift idea. The bundle is on the bottom of your screen because we are getting towards the end of the show and that stock is going really quickly.
And you're not going to, so by plugging this in, you're not going to be draining your laptop or your power outlet either, so it's going to be really good. So it's the same thing that we spoke about. So it has got the same blade technology in here. Obviously it's smaller, but we still have the back, which is concave, drawing in the air. We still have the vents at the side here and here, as you can see, drawing it in. And then out the front is where the air comes out. To turn this on, and this is where the technology gets even better, it's touch and touch for speed 1 and speed 2. Let me turn this on here because it's not on at the minute. So touch. Oh, I have no power. I must have the power bank. Is that right?
I don't think we actually
put much
charge in it. No.
So the speed of the air then that comes out of here is over 7 kilometers per hour. So it really is fantastic the way this works. Great personal little shower fan, as you said, beside your bed. So maybe, you know, you have somebody, husband or wife or, you know, whatever it might be, mum, who one side of the bed feels that they like the warmth, but the other person is too warm. Well, they can have that little personal fan just there beside them, and it's terrific for it.
I think it's a great
$24.99 on a reduced price.
And it's such good value.
So remember, you're getting it alongside your F230, but lots of you going for the smaller model on its own as well, which you're getting complimentary with the F230, the larger model that you can alter to 3 different heights. But lots of you putting an extra one in your basket, and I think you are thinking gift-wise, because for anybody that struggles with the heat, what a great gift that would be.
Brilliant gift, yeah, excellent. But that bundle, definitely the way to go, definitely the way forward. Remember, you can adjust the heights as well, can't you, Alan? It's really easy.
That's working. I didn't have it plugged in properly.
We didn't have it plugged in.
So even though there wasn't much charging, it's still going.
It's still going. It's still going. Yeah. So what we can do is, and even though this machine, this Beneco is still turned on right now, okay, what we can do is you don't have to turn it off before adjusting it. What we can do is there's a little button at the back, and I'm going to press that with my finger. Always do things on telly because you're doing it backwards. Take that off. You can see this is slowing down, and it will come to a stop. Yep. So it's safe to do that. By the way, these are designed in such a way on the sides and the back as well that, you know, little paws and fingers and stuff like that don't get through there to get caught in the blade. So if you want to slightly adjust that down, because you want to put this into a bay window, you want to put it onto a small pedestal, or you want to put it alongside or beside your couch or your chairs just to make it fit in a bit better. Yeah. Immediately it started again, okay, because once it's clicked back in, it's all working. And again then, if you want to put this into, let's say, a bay window or up onto a higher unit, maybe you've got one of these and you bring it to your caravan or something like that, wouldn't it be great, by the way, if you have a caravan, let's say, and you have one of these, put it down at the back of the caravan, because some people sleep in the living area because it turns into a sleeper, and then there's a bedroom at the back, and let it fire the air through the whole thing.
Caravans
they can be like an oven, can't they?
Furnace,
absolutely so hot.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I want to take this next one up, but I want you to see the size of the base of this as well. And remember, the whole thing weighs about 8.9 kilos all in with
And I love the fact that you told us earlier, this is flat, so that would slide under a couch or, you know,
chest
unit,
of drawers, whatever it might be, just to get it in out of the way ever so slightly.
Clever.
Yeah, it is. It's been really thought out well. And again then, pop this one back in here, and it's down on the small one, so now we can... The room is just incredible. So now we can put it up on a table, into the bay window, you know, and especially when you get to a caravan or something, floor space is always at a premium because the narrow spaces you're trying to walk around. You know, put this up onto a side.
And the design's great, isn't it?
Beautiful.
Swiss design and engineering. It looks fantastic. Yeah. That's the lowest level, but it goes to a second level or a third level, like you just showed us. So simple.
And by the way, as well, just to say to you, listen to that. They're metal poles. They're metal poles. And again, where they connect, this could be, you know, half this size, a quarter of this size, and it would still connect. But Beneco is such good quality. When you put these together, look at how far it goes into the other one. And then look, there is no play whatsoever in this bar. That is solid all the way through. So your fan won't wobble or anything like that. It is genuinely put together properly. And listen, I know what you're saying. People say, yeah, but I can get one of those clickety-clack fans. Have you seen the price of those lately? They've gone
They have,
up in the moon.
The weather's changed.
Yeah, up
and
in
the
the
weather's
moon.
meant to be nice actually for the next week or more.
Yeah. Or people even get those. I remember I bought one of them before. You know those huge silver ones with the big blade inside
like a
that sits on the floor.
one,
Yeah. And you turn on it. Oh, you're sitting there going.
Again, it's like the sound of an aircraft.
Yeah,
isn't
dreadful.
It's
just super quiet.
So quiet. We used to have a fan in the bedroom, and also had to turn it off because it was like a plane. It was like you were in the plane's engine.
It was.
It was like so noisy,
that
and it
buzz.
only cooled whoever was on that side of the bed. Whereas this, aim it to the ceiling. So quiet.
Yeah.
So it could be in a baby's room. It's not going to upset everybody watching the TV. Aim it to the ceiling, and it showers the whole of the room, so everybody benefits.
Yeah, it's such a clever system. And again, that technology, it's all about the air that it draws through the back.
It's moving air, and that's the whole thing about this is moving and this. So again, I just want to say to you, when you're sitting on the beach, and we've all done it. You're sitting in the garden and it's sweltering and you get a breeze. We all go, oh, that breeze is so
do.
You get that
Mum did it
relief.
yesterday, she's like,
Yeah.
oh,
What a
heaven.
relief.
Just
Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah.
Just gives you, because the air moving across your skin cools. And air moving, the molecules of the air are different and are moving across you and to cool you down. So this moves vast amount of air. So it's moving everything. It's moving all of the air in the room, and therefore making it move, it's moving across your skin and it's cooling it. And again, like a breeze, when it's moving, it's cooling. It's moving vast quantities. Have a look at that animation you're seeing. Well, it's not an animation, that's an actual experiment they did. But you can see what it's doing. It's just fantastic.
And they've used a smoke machine so you can see how it pulls the air through.
And you can see the vortex,
pushes
can't
it
you?
out,
When we say aim it to the ceiling, and that's going to hit the ceiling and shower down, you actually visually see that vortex.
Yeah, and you know, I had somebody contact me before, and they told me a great little tip, because this is not an air conditioning unit, and it's not, but it is cooling the air. They said that they had like a conservatory, and of course, if you're in a conservatory, the air, unless you put this in the other room, which is a bit cooler, and fire it out.
Yeah.
Okay. But what they did was they got those ice pack things that they have, and they put them into a bowl of water and sat it there, and that freezing cold air coming off that in, and it just said it went. Shoom,
Oh, that's
temperature
a great idea.
so that was great. If you want, you know, in a glass conservatory or glass house.
Because they can be so hot,
So
can't
hot.
they? And
Yeah.
if you want to sit in your
Yeah.
conservatory, perhaps you've got a summer house, perhaps it's your caravan. The great thing is, because you can alter the height on this, this is now on the lowest height, 3 different heights. This is going to be right for every situation in your house.
And even this little animation just here, you know, they have that at the full height at the bottom of the stairs. Why not drop that down to the lowest height at the bottom of the stairs, getting that cooler air.
Because it's from the bottom.
Yeah.
top tip.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, have it at the bottom of the stairs to cool the upstairs rooms, because heat rises. So when you go upstairs at night, it's always warm. I bet if you've done that tonight, you've gone upstairs tonight and you're
It's like getting off a plane, isn't it, in a hot country? You're like, oh my, how am I going to sleep in this?
It's nice when you get off a plane. It's not so nice when you go upstairs.
No, that's well, you know you're going to be staying in a villa that's got air conditioning and it's adapted for the hot weather. Our homes aren't adapted for that hot weather, so we are always too hot, aren't we? When the weather's nice, obviously we've got carpets, we've got insulation, but this is allowing you. It's not air conditioning, but it's allowing you with this really incredible technology to create that cooler breeze.
The air shower that we just saw. Now remember the bundle, the F230, this is on the lowest height. You've got 2 other heights that it can go to, but you're getting a complimentary gift, the personal Boneco that you see there, which is USB charged, so you can pop it in your laptop, you can pop it directly into a USB plug, or pop a plug that you've already got onto the end of the USB to charge it. That'll be great on your desk, great if you're travelling on a train, even on a coach. If they haven't got air conditioning, it gets so hot, doesn't it?
Great in a tent if you're going to festivals and things.
You said,
that
brilliant.
stagnant air, you know, if you're sleeping with other people.
The smell on a morning.
A little bit of moving air around you will be a little bit more pleasant. But also great in situations, the kids in the back of the car, perhaps they're too hot and the air conditioning doesn't really work in the back of your car, so they've got that cooler air. It could be just right by you on your bed in a hotel that the hotel room is too, because it's so portable, you could take it anywhere.
You get both of them, remember, and we'll get Alan now, I think, to put this back to the other height, so you can see you've got, this is the lowest height, at its highest height it goes to 120, over 120 centimetres, and you've got 2 metal poles, haven't you, Alan, that go into there for the different heights.
Now, you know how I love a little couple of figures, okay? So I was curious about that amount of air, so 1,260 cubic meters.
Right.
So an example here, a room that is 3 meters by 3 meters, which is a normal sized bedroom, by 2.4 meters, which is the height. The cubic meters of air inside that, it says here, is 28.8 meters cubed. And in an hour, that will move 1,260. So I'll tell you how many times in an hour it's moving that air. That's the fair.
So in shower, through the night, keeping you cooler, more comfortable, because it can be so unbearable when it's so hot. We like the nice weather, and please, I want to keep it, but you want to be more comfortable when you sleep, especially, or when you're watching a movie.
Or in the kitchen cooking. You'll use it in all your conservatories, like you said.
Definitely.
So adjustable-wise, height-wise.
So little button just here. I'll just get my finger. There it is, just there.
It is.
So we press in that button, okay, and then we can lift this out. So I need to turn it back around to me, but I just want to show you that button so you know what I'm pressing, okay? Well, actually, I do. Let me bring it over because I don't want, because it's heavy. I want to do it properly.
Our table's not so secure as the fan is.
There we go. So out comes the head.
The glass just lifts off.
So then I can put in one
Very temperamental.
or two of the poles. So I'm going to put the two
And they
back
click
in.
in like an expensive car door shutting, and you can't do it the wrong way either.
No,
so
you
it's
can't.
Really
It
easy.
has to
go in,
run
will it?
Yeah.
So that's back into the full height. You can have it down, one.
So you could have it this height. You could have it the height we just had it, or this is our top height now.
And there you go. Clicked in, not going anywhere. I can barely lift this. It is 8.9 kilos, so it's heavy, but you're not going to be moving this around.
Isn't
It's
it?
weighted.
So it's nice and secure.
And then, as I said as well, a few minutes ago, with that you can put the base underneath, the
the
chest
base
of drawers.
is really flat. That's a really, really top tip. Do please check those baskets through. Go for the bundle, because of course you have got the large 230, which you can do at the 3 different heights we just showed you, and you've got the complimentary gift. And honestly, when we bought ours, we own this, and actually we own this, Alan owns this, our producer owns this, our director owns this. So when you know a whole team,
when you work in this industry and everybody's got it,
everybody owns it, you know you've got a product that really does sort of do what it says on the tin. So do put it into your basket. Remember, you got the complimentary gift. When we bought ours, $199.99 was the price.
We didn't get that.
Honestly, didn't get the complimentary gift, didn't get the discount. You have got incredible value for money, and you've got PayPal as well, so you can split the cost.
If you pay online on our website, ShopOnTV.co.uk, you've got 3 interest-free PayPal payments available for you. Now, something else that you've been shopping for, we showed you very briefly, is our Vibra Solutions Halo. If you've been waiting to check out, now is the time. Lots of you already have. This is so clever. This is a bladeless smart fan, but it's also an air purifier as well. It's got HEPA 13 filtration in there. It's got the most amazing technology with 9 fan speeds and 4 preset modes, plasma ionization and UV sterilization, and pop those into your search engine and see what benefits there are.
What that's going to do perhaps to mold, bacteria, viruses, sneezes, smoke. Perhaps someone smokes in the house. Perhaps it's pollen coming into the house, and it's actually got an auto setting that it will actually detect if it needs to use more power. Perhaps someone's walked in and they're smoking, perhaps they've opened the door and loads of pollen has come in.
Any impurifications in the air, it senses it when it's on auto mode, and it kicks in and cleans the air. It puts the pressure up, if you like. So you've got those 4 levels of lighting as well, which are really nice,
isn't it? It's quite ambient, isn't it?
Yes, ambient.
You know, you just want a little bit of a light on when you're watching a movie. It's absolutely fabulous.
And the design of the actual fan itself, of the halo, is spectacular.
Yeah, it looks like one of those old
1950s spotlights, doesn't it?
It's really great looking, and that's where all that technology is. You have got a timer as well. Don't forget, you can use this by using the touch control on the screen. You also have a remote control, but you can also use it with an app, so you've got the choice of how you use it.
Download the app to your phone and you've got full control with your phone there as well. So 919744 is your item number for air purification, for style, for a bladeless smart fan. There's a big brand of bladeless fans out there, and I looked at them the other day, hundreds and hundreds of pounds, and they don't do what the Halo does. So take a little look, and if you've got it in a basket, do check your basket out. $86.65 on your first of 3.
So we're talking about being a fan and, of course, cleaning that air. And I think we're all quite conscious, aren't we, of air now, especially when we wore masks for so long. And you're thinking, well, that's exactly. I've been looking at air purifiers, but I would like a fan as well. This is the combination of the two.
Yeah, it's got great technology.
And usually air purifiers are ugly old things. things.
Yeah, you normally hide them out of the way.
Yeah.
But this is so stylish. Look how great it looks. And that ring light, that light that you see that runs around the outside. So 919744 is your item number for the Halo.
Now, coming towards the end of the show, we're going to give you the details again for the Bonico. Honestly, this is the most incredible bundle, the most incredible fan. And if you want to make sure everybody's comfortable, this is the fan that aim it to the ceiling, showers the whole of the room. Everybody's feeling at a better temperature. In the living room, in the bedroom, so quiet, it's phenomenal. And the deal is out of this world as well with that complimentary personal fan. And again, this is how it's working, not like a regular fan at all.
This is why it's different. Underneath there, you can see how it draws in a massive amount of air. It's also about the speed and the power. It comes from underneath and from the side, and then it showers that cooler air over the entire room. So everyone in that room benefits. It's not just pointed at one particular area of the room.
Everybody on the sofa, the dogs and the cats on the mat, the kids that are sat at the dining room table. Massively busy. I think we've got around about 3 times as many people now ordering this than what we've already sold. We always get really busy at the end of the show. Please do check your baskets through as quickly as you can. For us, it changed the way we sleep. We sleep so much better. The first night we slept so much better. And we have it on through the summer virtually every night. For the whole night, obviously, we go to bed at 6 o'clock in the morning as well. So we want to keep that room cool. But it's really affordable as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
So
we lost you there for a minute.
Yeah, you completely lost me.
In world of your own.
I was.
How affordable
low
is it,
running
Alan?
costs.
As affordable as what?
How affordable is it to run?
Oh no.
Back in the room. Come on. Come on. You've got to do 5 nights in a row. This ain't going to work.
I know. I was literally looking at the animation and I was completely out of it. And I was going. And then
How much does it cost on average?
About £48 to run 8 hours a day for a month.
On average.
Well done. Good recovery.
Well
Thanks.
done. Alan will be back with us tomorrow night as well. We've got poultry.
Yes.
Oh, vacuum. I got one. Yes, I got one a couple of weeks ago. I was meant to do a show, but it didn't come to fruition. But I'm doing it tomorrow night.
Brilliant, isn't it?
I am hoping. I genuinely don't know the price of this vacuum.
Oh.
I am hoping it's sub £160.
Oh, and there's so much more to bonus for you because there's a bundle. That's all I'll say.
If it's less than £160, I'm going to be pleased about that. It is brilliant.
And we've also got an iron, haven't we?
An iron as well, which I've been using. I love it as well. Getting loads of steam from it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Some fabulous products coming up with Polty. So do join us tomorrow night between the hours of midnight and 3 a.m. Alan will be here showing us all the Polty.
After we go now, keep checking your baskets out. Otherwise, you know what it's like when the weather's nice and it says the weather's going to be nice for at least 10 days. I'm not guaranteeing that, but they are saying it's going to be really nice. That's when fans and things sell out. So grab it while the stock is available. But do afterwards turn on to our Freeview channel.
Yes, our Freeview channel is Freeview 89 and it runs from midnight. From when does it run?
Yeah, midnight.
Till 6 p.m.
There's a lot going on in here. A lot going on.
But of course, always join us live, and we're usually live on ITV1 and STV from around about midnight. It all depends what's been on till 3 a.m. It's always great to have your company.
Yeah, it's lovely to have your company, but we've got to urge you once again with Bonico. There are so many of you with this bundle in a basket. Do check out. Remember, it's not like any other fan.
It's making life bearable on those really hot. We love the hot weather, don't we? But we can't bear it when it's too hot when we're sleeping. You're too hot and you want to sit in the conservatory, but you're dripping with sweat. You're leaning back watching a movie and you can feel the dampness on the back of your T-shirt because it's just so hot. You're trying to move the kids away from you. They want to cuddle, but they're like a radiator. Yeah. This actually showers. You aim it to the ceiling, showers the whole of the room, and honestly, everybody in that room, your cats, the dogs, the kids, everybody feels the benefit. That smaller model, you're getting as a complimentary gift, which you can actually plug into a laptop or into a power bank and use that at your desk and things. But this is how it works.
And this is what it's all about. It's drawing that massive amount of air from the base of the fan. It pushes it through at such an amazing speed, and then it showers it down across the entire room.
Nobody's arguing where to sit. I want to sit by the fan.
I want the cool spot.
I want the fan on my side of the bed because everybody in that room is cool. And that's the truth, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It literally is. There's no fan. I would say it one more time. There is, in my honest opinion, I've been dealing with things like this for years, there is no fan anywhere, in my opinion, like a Bonico. They are just the best. Plain and simple.
When you think you own, we own,
loads of
our
them.
producer owns, our director owns.
Yeah.
My very skeptic brother
Yeah.
the worst, owns 2.
You nearly
of
called
these.
him septic. Skeptic.
You know how good I am with words. So yeah, so honestly, if you're in doubt, just trust the fact that everybody that owns it loves it. It's changed the way they sleep, how they get through the summer months as well. Big thank you to Alan.
Hey, pleasure.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
See you later.